All right, guys. Today we got a special guest. This man needs no introduction. This man is the most interviewed person on this channel. Back for his 17th interview, the one and only Cuban Link.
Yo,
Q, what's good with you, bro?
been a long time since I met you. What up, baby? Ain't nothing, just chilling, man, chilling.
It's good to see you, man. You look good. Look at you, your hair looking fresh and everything.
That's just me in the mirror playing with the clippers. You know, I'm letting it grow. I'm letting it grow a little bit. No, I can't let it grow all the way because
Yo, you don't want to dye your hair?
I don't know.
You got some grays now, or some silver.
Silver, nigga, that's called wisdom. You know, that's just wisdom. That's me. I never did the old, or got hung up on the young, being the young and started. You know, my spirit is young. But as far as like, my image, I let God just take care of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but for your birthday, I got you that Rewind the Time product. You know what I mean? That you be seeing.
I don't want to rewind the time. I'm good with the time, the bad and the good. I'm good with the time that I spend on this earth. And
you know what product I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know the one you love, the Fat Joey dye. Yeah, I know you're talking about. The beard and all that. Look, I'm letting my beard grow. Never in my life. Like, you can't even like these here, but I got some hair down here.
Yeah, you guys hear that? He don't want to paint his shit on, okay? Like some other people.
I don't want to paint my shit on, but if he grows, he grows. I let nature take its course, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, maybe I'll die a little bit if it looks crazy. And I don't feel it look crazy, you know what I'm saying? I got that George Clooney going on. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't get hung up with that. You know what I'm saying? Time is time. That's the most valuable thing we have. So these gray hairs show that.
Most expensive thing we have too.
Yeah. And the cheapest.
The cheapest?
Most expensive and cheapest.
All right, man. So we got to get into this about your previous affiliates, all right? Remy Ma and Papoose crashed out on social media. What was your first reaction when you saw it?
I mean, we did an interview about that when it first happened.
Right, but that was all rumor based, right? Like this was like confirmation.
Yeah, because y'all thought it was rumor based. You know what I'm saying? I took the truth, what everybody was saying, the people that was involved in that situation, with the Pap going behind the stage and stuffing them, with the battle rappers getting on stage and saying the situation. That was confirmation for me that it happened. And I know exactly what the PR people do and what they would do from stop something from coming out. They don't want it to come out because money talks in that world. So I knew they was suppressing all of that, even though it was out there, but it was it was in part of the big show. There was in frontline information, news wasn't out there talking about it, even though some people touched up on it. But, I'm sure the Remy camp, with their PR, they agents and everybody that works for them, they did everything to suppress it. But like I said in that interview, you can't suppress the truth. Like, might as well just say it now. You might as well just handle it now because it's going to come out. It's going to come out.
But what's so crazy is that her personality, so you knew that she would be crazy enough to come out and just say it like this, though.
Yeah. Knowing her, she has no hair on her tongue, usually, back in the days.
Right. But were you surprised, though, when you saw it, though? Like, when you just opened up social media, you're like, oh, damn, like, it really goes down.
I was like, there we go. Time catches up again with the truth. They could suppress it, they could downplay it for however their money lasts, but that money gonna run out when it goes against the truth. And the truth wins for free, too, for free. It comes out.
But did you think it was gonna get this crazy? Because a lot came out.
It usually happens like that. Everything comes out. When you suppress the truth, it comes back with vengeance. So, it's gonna, it tends to really put everything out there. And Remy was wrong then, and definitely now we know Remy is wrong now. As far as her relationship, as far as that keeping that black love, she could blame it all on that, a black love, and then she wanted to stay with that image, and she could blame Pap for that. Like Pap was wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Pap was not wrong for that. Pap was actually being a grown up. You know what I'm saying? A grown up, a very articulate man that had love for her for real. He wasn't acting it out. I don't think he was acting out when the cameras turned on about her love. how much he loved her. You know what
You're
I'm saying?
like on Love and Hip Hop and everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
it
don't
wasn't
think, yeah.
scripted. That wasn't scripted. I think that was maybe the words they used was written by somebody else, but it was definitely the same topic of how much he loved Remy. And he
Because they were
showed
trying
up.
to say now that he really didn't hold her down, that he was cheating on her during that time that she was locked up and everything.
Knowing Remy, that was a lie. Remy would never stand for that. Remy would never stand to be out there, you know what I'm saying spitting a lie about that household like that.
Do you think that they could have came up with like an agreement that, hey, while I'm locked up, you can go ahead and fuck some people on the outside? It's all good.
They're not that smart. I don't think love is that smart. Love is of the cuff. When you love somebody,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, you say what you feel. That's
Oh,
what
and I'm
about.
sure they had trailer visits and everything, so he was still getting it off anyways.
Man, just you summarize that up and you know that Pap had love for Remy, bottom line.
Right.
I said, we're not gonna go to the detail of that. Even if he cheated with some other girl on a low, like he got some hair, whatever, $10 crackhead around the corner.
Why gotta be a crackhead? Why gotta
Because
be
the
a
hood
crack?
goes like that sometimes. So you know what I'm
But why
saying?
couldn't he get some high class? You know what I
Because if you
mean?
get some he could have got some high class, prostitute. But
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't think he entertained another relationship on a like on a side chick type shit that
Not a
he
recurring one. I got you.
right. But do he need to satisfy his sexual needs sometimes? Either jerk off or
You got
or
the bottle of Jergens.
yeah, like I did. Remember the Bam Bam Boogie interview right behind it. Yeah, so I mean, he could satisfy his sexual need and all that, but his main priority was definitely Remy. You know what I'm saying? And he showed her that love. I think he showed overall that love,
Right.
and that takes love makes you not care and say exactly what you feel and act a certain way. I think he showed us that. That's why everybody taking Pap's side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's kind of crazy that even women taking his side. So that's a really bad sign when the women ain't siding with the women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen it. I mean, right now we're talking about that woke culture and all of that, and people be having their own like fantasies in their head, and they make their fantasies come out just because they say it in a certain way. Like, no, we know the truth. We've seen it. We got enough evidence that supports what we're saying and supports everything you are and he is. And we put it together and we see it doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? The math doesn't add up.
How did you feel when you saw her bring up his new girlfriend, Clarissa Shields, the boxer?
That might be a publicity stunt. Might be.
You think that's a publicity stunt? I think that's really his girlfriend.
I don't think so. I mean, I want to think that Remy is like that. Her character is like, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't give a fuck. She's going to say what she say, when she wants to be herself. And I'm sure the PR, like I said, the same way she does it in a negative way. When she's trying to hide something and they trying to do the whole, let me cover it up, you know what I'm saying? Because they knew she was wrong. And they try to make her look like she was right. That's the PR's job. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. But when it comes to the foundation of who she is, she's an outspoken person. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to say whatever she's standing on, she's standing on. You know what I'm saying? It's looking like it's definitely looking, sounding, and we all know it's not right what she's standing on. Her morals are definitely messed up at the core. You know what I'm saying? With her son being in jail and she's over here getting caught up with
It hasn't
like
been a good year, 2 years
and
for her.
But the character of a person, you can see it. You give them the camera and the spotlight long enough, they're going to show you the character of the content of themselves. And the character of her through all these crazy situations that she's, personal situations she's been going through, it's not good.
Right.
It's not good. It doesn't make her look like a good person at all. You know what I'm saying? It makes her look like a selfish, ghetto, stubborn person that maybe now you could say, oh, maybe that's why Joe left her before. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because she did things to me like she didn't do nothing really to me personally, but just by her ignoring me, not even saying hi to me as a regular person, like she knew from back in the days, acknowledging me when I say certain things about her, staying quiet, like to me, is fake. So that real Remy I knew and Pun knew back in the days, now I see that money bought her or her selfish way to the top, like just to make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That she's part of the fake it to make it people, and that's all it is.
Did you see Clarissa Shields fired back on Remy?
I love her. I reposted her. I love
Yeah,
that.
she was like, it's crazy to see a 45-year-old woman crashing out like this. Remy was like, I'm not 45 yet. But Clarissa was like, come to my fight and get your ass whooped. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's her. And Hassan put the mirror.
Wait. We're going to get into that later. But I know Remy is a shooter. But
no, because in the same post, she said, "Oh, Pap told me you was ugly."
Right.
And she's talking about appearances and stuff like that.
I know Remy is a shooter, but come on, at the end of the day, when someone is a trained professional, I don't think you're really beating those odds like in a fist fight.
Yeah, but even in Remy's situation with the part being a shooter, it's like, okay, everybody could be a shooter in certain situations, especially personal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With I understand the principles of somebody that's your friend or somebody that's supposed to be close to you, you spend time with and helped, betrays you. You know what I'm saying? So that chick stealing $1,000 from her, I could understand where it went, even deeper to Remy and to anybody. And if you got something there to try to hurt them, that's just what it is. Because in your mind, they needed to learn a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if she would have probably punched in her face.
It was a tough time for her during that time too, so I could see how she made a mistake. But
yeah, but see, I don't want to give nobody that either. Everybody goes through tough times, man.
Right.
It's just your actions that you take. You know what I'm saying? And if she was the type to say, you know what? I did it. I'm guilty, and learn from that situation like she's supposed to have learned after doing it 6 years, after, understanding that, you hurt somebody over money, material things, $1,000 at that. Like, still justify that for that? It's part of my mind, and she still might be like, yo, fuck that. She deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
She deserved it. Nobody steals from me. But that's real selfish when it comes to that. So if you take that, like that way of thinking, you come out with what you got with Remy right now. Like, Remy's still on that. It's about me. Fuck Pat. It's about me. I'm the victim of anything. I'm the one who played him. But she'll play any position just to be the one.
Why your voice start getting like hers all of a sudden, man? You started sounding like her.
Because I talk like Remy. I smoke a lot of cigarettes, you know what I mean?
Yo, but Clarissa also said that Remy got 2 boyfriends. She was like, how you got 2 boyfriends and basically you mad at him moving on to have 1.
I mean, listen, that's personal gossip shit that girls do.
Right.
So I don't want to get caught up in that part. I'm just looking at the overall, situation from a person that I have personal relationships with as being a friend and knowing the industry. You know what I'm saying? I could differentiate between the two of how you could get caught up like that with the PR work, but it always boils down to the truth. So say the truth the first time, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you got truth by your side, you usually, last longer and people understand you. But if you keep trying to lie, that's going to be part of your character. It's not part of Hollywood. It's just part of your character because you have a choice in that. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice to just say, yo, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong. Listen, Pap, I'm sorry. Love you. It's so like taboo.
You're asking for her to show some humility, basically.
Like everybody, yes. Just be out and be real if you feel that way, though. If you feel that way. Because the only thing that you do when people trying to help you lie is you fuel yourself, selfishness
mm-hmm.
and narcissistic type ways of yourself. So, you know what I'm saying? You could keep doing this type of shit. So it's just the wrong image to put out there, I feel. You know what I'm saying? For the kids, for anybody. But people are who they are. If that's who she really is, she'd rather hide the truth. She'd rather be a liar. She'd rather, cover up things. That's part of her character. That's what they fail to realize. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see that they were fans of each other before all of this happened? Because they were showing DMs of like they were complimenting each other, and Clarissa was asking her like for like fashion tips and stuff. That's just crazy.
Yeah. But Clarissa don't care. She's a boxer and she is the firecracker herself. You know what I'm saying? Remy just collided with the right one. It's a trained professional that loves warrior fighting. She loves fighting. Was, Remy acted like she loved fighting. You know what I'm saying? She got that boxing spirit too in her mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then the Gloria about that, come on, Gloria, the rumors are in her mouth, she said she She put that beat on Remy, and then the quietness came. The avoiding that subject came. So it's like, Gloria wasn't an outspoken person with it, but Clarissa is. So she beat your ass. She gonna tell you, I'll whip your ass. And that's usually the stand that Remy likes, talking that shit after she does whatever she does. So you know what I'm saying? It's dangerous.
She had a live like a few months back, and people were bringing up mayonnaise and stuff like that because that's what the nickname she gave to Gloria back then, right? And she was like, oh, like she kind of like denied that ever happened, that she ever got beat up and stuff.
I don't know. I could speculate. Probably see that she's probably under pressure, probably with other people. Right. Probably putting the pressure on her with other people. So Gloria decided to stay quiet and not really get caught up in that.
No, not Gloria. Remy was being quiet to like being like, oh, like she didn't want to talk about it.
Oh yeah. Because the truth is the truth. Like I said, all that PR work you can put into it, you can put $1 million. The truth is gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on who's telling the truth and how they want to go about it. But like I said, man, I'd rather just take the free truth, because that PR line is expensive. I don't want to waste fake ass money, what I'm saying, to prove a point that deep inside that this is the truth. So,
I saw Gloria had posted not too long ago, after the whole situation with Remy's son and everything, she actually was about to air her out, but then she backtracked and was like, you know what, Remy, I see you going through a hard time and everything. And she showed love to Remy too. So I don't really see Gloria lying about that situation just based off of, the way that she showed humility there. I don't really see that.
Of course. That's what the truth has. It has that humility.
Right.
What kind of person you are. As far as like, you feel sorry for certain people. But you know what the fucked up thing about that is that they don't feel sorry for you.
Right. That's a fact.
They'll kick you down when you're in your worst. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of people I know I'm dealing with. That's why I have no chill when it comes to my truth. Because I know I tried this before with that side.
Right.
I gave them humility. I gave them mercy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I gave free passes to niggas.
But they take the kindness for weakness, is what you're saying.
Right, right. And it's not even that. It's not even that. Like I think a human, a regular human would feel some type of mercy for certain people.
Right.
When they see in real life, like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody screaming, yo, please don't hurt me. Or they see them shaking. And you have this, like, I have this with people, like, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Raul, and all that, shaking on my shoulder. Like, but they act tough later on behind the scene, acting like they change up the story. Because they feel like, you know what I'm saying, whatever they feel like. You know what I'm saying?
Or you talking about like the Miami situation?
Yeah, the Miami situation. Everything I ever said, the Tony Sunshine with the please don't hurt me in the whole way, you know what I'm saying, with the baby in his chest, begging me. And you feel mercy for that. A real nigga, I feel that. But to tell you the truth, it's I don't regret it. I don't regret having mercy. I just know that the lesson that I wanted to, that life supposed to have taught them, didn't go through because, the minute you let them off the hook there, they'll go back.
Right.
And they'll you know what I'm saying, they'll take advantage of you now and start spreading the negative stuff. Like, oh, he pussy, he didn't do nothing to me. Look, I did. And it's like, wow. It's like, wow.
The nerve, right?
The nerve, you know what I'm saying? But that's when God's going to have, he's going to get your back. When you show that type of character in yourself and that type of, you know what I'm saying, human emotion to others, they know it. You know what I'm saying? They know it. And that's all. And God knows it. That's all I go with. It's like, yo, I know I try to be a good guy to them, even when they did bad. So that's where certain things happen.
So then Remy then accused Papoose of putting his hands on her, and that's why their pool never got redone, and the police was called.
Now she's looking for excuses. She's looking now. She's doing, let me throw dirt on you. Let me invent. Let me look, because now she sees herself in a bad situation where everybody's commending Pat for his history.
You know Poetic Flacco from No Jumper?
No, don't know.
Well, anyways, he said that Remy pulled what a lot of women do when their back is against the wall. They throw the accusation that he put his hands on her. Do you think that's like a valid point?
Even if it happened, the love I know that Pat oh, we all seen that Pap had for her, even if they got into a physical confrontation. This is shit, things like that happen in relationships. But even in that, I don't think he had the malice to try to hurt her. Maybe it was a defense for him because remember, we all know Remy got a strong character. So it's not like I know she's gonna stay there, play the victim, like, oh, she just is like the lady, like, she got manly ways of her. She has a mouth that is like a man. She has a attitude
And
that
you're saying that she's not afraid to get in your face either, basically.
of course,
like, yeah.
she acts like she could be a victim. Like, people we could all be victims at times, but I don't think he would abuse. You don't come through all these years that Pap is an abuser like that. You wouldn't stay. The character Remy has, you wouldn't stay in that type of relationship. So stop fronting. You're fronting for the people now, and it looks awful on you. It looks awful. Like, it looks awful, when other people do it. And we've seen it. You're trying to win a PR war, and it's really a personal war you have within yourself. It's the qualities you have that we judging you on because you showed this to us. You showed yourself to us, to the fans, to the people.
Yeah, because Pap said that she's the one that actually plays with police and said her lying about the history that unfolded in front of the whole world is pathetic. That part, I think he's talking about how she claims she never actually shot her friend.
She's trying to still act like she didn't do that. That's the problem. And it didn't really, the punishment didn't really work. Where she comes to realization with herself and go, I'm sorry for that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to do that. It was wrong for me to do that. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? So she's still justifying that. I told you back in the days, like I told her, they was giving her 3 years to take the plea. And she went and did 8 she was, reprimanded to do.
She did 6.
Yeah, she did 6, but she got sentenced to 8, I think. She came out, to 6. But I remember having that conversation with her and telling her, yo, just take it. Without her telling me the story that she was guilty or not. But she told me.
Because she would have got out like in 18 months or something like that? Probably, maybe.
Yeah, 3 years. With good behavior, probably 2.5. So she would have got out. But I'm just saying she wanted to fight that. Like she said, I didn't do that, Q. I didn't do that. I didn't do that like that. I'm not guilty. So I went with her and I went to court with her and everything. And I supported her on that decision. But I told her, take that 3 years. Take it. Without me even, knowing the details of what happened. But I know you was the aggressor, Remy. Like in my head, I know something happened regardless. And you got no wins in here because the bitch is shot. You did have a gun. So it looks wrong. And me being, a nigga that got caught with a gun before, I was just telling her, yo, what I'm saying? Just take the 3 years. And it's hard, maybe, to a person that never went, got locked up to just say, yo, let me take 3 years. Even in 1 year, be like, ah. And she probably thought she could win, but it's like, regardless if she did it or not, I think she did it. She got convicted of it. So it's the overwhelming truth or proof that, you did this.
Well, sometimes people get wrongly convicted though, right?
Yeah, I believe that too. But I think after all this time, it's like, regardless if the opposition set you up for something, you still had a gun, you still shot her. Even if somebody else shot her in your car, like you don't want to snitch, whatever, but you still was a part of that. So now you gotta she did the 6 years, so now she's supposed to smarten up and be like, yo, I'm gonna move different, and that's what it looked like. She got with Pap, she did the black love thing, and what I'm saying, the husband and wife thing to show America, what I'm saying, black love really exists, and honest and loyal women still out there, and loyal and having your back type dudes still out there. So that was a beautiful combination. It's just that.
But remember the mixed signals though, because it was just not too long ago she was on that song with Joe where she said that, they said, I shot my friend. What do you think I'm going to do to you? Or whatever along those lines. She said that.
And that's like glorifying what she did. And that's what it is. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It didn't sink in. That punishment didn't give her the lesson that she needed to live her life with to fix her character flaws and really become a better person. That's what I feel, and it is what it is, man. She's going to show you who she is. Like I said, they always show you who they are. They can hide. And that's what's crazy about Hollywood and all this music industry stuff, they can hide because they got other people writing the right stuff for them. They got people, you know what I'm saying, pointing them in the right way when it comes to that limelight. So they're going to show you a side that the PR people are working for them. So, you know what I'm saying, get the character out there and really, you know, polish it up where it's like, you know, we could all gravitate to the, you know, the image that we're looking at. And that's why I love being who I like, being a real person. You know, you got to be real, man. You got to be real with people, because if not, you're going to have egg on your face. And, you know, this life is going to test you on who you are for real. So, you know what I'm saying? We can all see it. And that's the beautiful thing about social media and the world we're living in today. And that's also the bad thing too, because do we, you know, because if somebody's really talented, do we go deep into their personal life and then try to find something to debunk them of their talent? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But it depends on the actual artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is who you are. Own it. Own it. Because if not, you're going to look like a liar. You know what I'm saying? And look at Diddy. We was talking about Diddy's last year. Look what, he's still in jail. You know what I'm saying? There's still allegations
Right.
of him
And we're
doing
going to get into that in a second too. So then Easy the Block Captain did a whole live stream about the situation. Did you watch it?
I watched parts of it, the important parts of it.
Well, first thing is, Papoose said he didn't beat up Easy because he had sex with his wife. He said he beat him up because he shook his hand, then had sex with his wife.
That's honorable.
Right.
That's honorable.
Yeah.
Since that shaking his hand, you see what kind of snake Easy was. You know what I'm saying? For a person to do that to you, it doubts the love you got for Remy. It doubts the honor and integrity you got for being a real dude. So he concluded he was a punk because he did that. That means he was a sneaky ass nigga. Shake my hand and bang my wife. So I agree with that.
Are you a fan of Easy?
I like him. I like his battle rap shit. He's dope. He's dope.
Easy said that Papoose been known about their situation for like 2 years. He said that he knew about the situation because he put a recording device inside Remy's car.
I think she confirmed it too.
What do you think about that? Do you think that was wrong of Papoose to do?
I won't put a fucking little bugging device on my wife's shit if I'm feeling she's being, you know, unfaithful. Hell yeah.
You don't think that falls in the line of like, oh, that's snitching or that's like questionable behavior?
No. How was that? You come on, man.
So snitching is only going with like federal, like with police.
Yeah. Okay. If you're trying to find out a snake or rat inside your camp, we do those type of moves.
Okay.
If you're trying to find out, you know what I'm saying, the honor or the felony, I mean, the realness of your partner when you're not around, how they speak about you, that's something I want to know.
And that's it's not like he chose to do that like immediately. This had to be like after a while.
Yeah, you're questioning something that's going on. And I know about that type of shit where you can't even think of nothing else. Of, you know what I'm saying, your inner circle, your nuclear family is you know, the circle you built from love and respect and loyalty is being questioned because of the movements your other partner's doing. So to put them in the biggest test of life where they're not in front of you and they got to represent for you and they got to honor you in a certain way, I would want to see that. Especially, I wish I could know that before you get married. You know what I'm saying? Before you get married, you want to know that about somebody, not just taking their word for it. Because people do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? They do that a lot. They tell you everything you want to hear in front of you. And you know what I'm saying? When they got to demonstrate that to the world, it's usually some other thing. You know, it's fake and it's like that. So that's how serious marriage should be. So, yeah.
So then Easy said that the situation with the fight with Pap, right? He said that he came into the building with a mask on and he snuffed him when he wasn't looking. What? He said that he was never in the fetal position or anything. He didn't even fall and hit the ground or anything.
The main thing, he punched you in your face.
He said that Pap ran off after that.
Doesn't matter. He punched you in your face. He got around your security. He got around where you was at. And since you was shaking his hand, and he knowing you're a piece of shit, shaking my hand, acting like you're cool with me, and you're banging my wife, I could lower my standards and do the same thing to you with my wife. So don't complain about it. Don't complain about it.
But my thing though is like, based off of what TA told me, right, about Papoose not backing down, against the fight with Joe, or like when TA and Percy ran up on Papoose and almost threw him off the balcony and everything. He said that Papoose never backed down ever in any of those situations. So it's kind of hard for me to imagine Papoose running away after snuffing, Easy, like hitting him twice and then just running off. I don't know about that.
Like I said, I don't care about him running away. I'm bypassing that. Yeah, I could get caught up in that. I don't care if he had to run away. Maybe he ran away, he didn't want to get caught up because he won't call the cops on him. After he finally found that, after he snuffed you, didn't do nothing, you went behind the bodyguards, and then he broke out because he had to get out of there fast because he doesn't want to get caught up in the judicial shit. No problem. You know what I'm saying? Did I think he did that? I don't think he really did that. Probably walked fast away out of there. Not to get in trouble because you might snitch, because the nigga who shake my hand and banging his wife might call the cops on me. So, I mean, he took precaution for himself. He got his job.
Well, he could have got beat up by the bodyguards too. He could have got beat up by the bodyguards. So
he's not getting beat up by the bodyguards. They knew who he was, and the bodyguards was definitely in cahoots letting that happen because he deserved that if they believed what Papoose was going through. So I'm sure that they knew. Bodyguards was there all the time. They seen probably Easy the Black Captain being cuddly with Remy. They probably seen certain things like, I said, husband, nigga, let that nigga through. Let him through. So, it is what it is, nigga. It's your fault for not being on point, knowing you banging out somebody's wife and you're not on point. You're thinking that the husband is just going to be there, cool with you because you shook his hand. You thought you put Pap to sleep with that handshake. And, it is what it is, man.
So he said that he's invited Papoose to fight numerous times after that, and Papoose has declined.
See, now Easy the Block is going commercial on it, trying to capitalize on it. I already punched you in your face. You didn't do nothing, so we know your integrity and your honor is, your valor is. So now you're trying to put me in front of to make money. If I entertain the fact of making money with you and not forget about how personal that deep wound is that my wife cheated on me, maybe I'll give you a chance to do that. But that's personal. There's no money tag towards that. If you really love that woman and he did that to you. And it's not really about him. It's about her. At the end of the day, it's about her. You know what I'm saying? And it's about him because he shook your hand. He's right about that. He's a piece of shit, disgusting little snake that he could do that. And if Remy doesn't see that, that's a form of being a punk. You know what I'm saying? Then that's Remy's ethnic character of ethics. I mean, not ethnic, ethics of morality. Of she could accept this dude over him. So he won that fight, man, in those characteristics. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pap is a better man.
What do you think about people saying that women usually, move on and try to go after somebody that is better as far as like higher up, economically, financially, all those things. But people are saying that she downgraded. She went with the help because Easy is signed to them.
She might love Easy. She might love him. But it shows, to me, it shows by their action, Easy's action. I don't think he loves her. I don't think he loves her to the point of respecting certain things a man does for somebody that they love. I think the qualities that he exposed about this whole situation are fraudulent, are money-based, are self-image based for the culture of being out there, media. It's not really something he took a stand on for personal reasons that he loved her. It's nothing he ever said that said, I love this woman, or action he done that concludes us to believing that he loved Remy for real. All them pictures and all boss, that's different. But in real life, making a statement or saying something that makes us believe that he really loves Remy, he hasn't done that. And Remy, I think, has done that. Went against everything that she knows. Still defending Easy. I think she loves him. She's the one who got dick whipped.
Because you remember he had that audio that had leaked that basically confirmed the situation with Remy and his plans. Like if it doesn't work out, do you remember that? Last year, there was audio that had leaked of him talking about that.
Yeah. He's doing the smart, I guess, the business move. He took that lane. He took the business move lane. being in front of this. And he's winning because of that. He should be, because he's not being fake about it. Like I said, he's standing up to his whole commentary about this, what he said he was doing. So it's not like he's lying. He's just sleazeball, yeah, shaking a nigga hand, fucking his wife. Sleazeball. He's doing it to get higher in battle rap because he knows the owner of the league. He's expanding his brand because he got this platform. And then she's a bigger artist than him, so he's using, little fish eats big fish eat little fish. And he's growing his brand, and he's making more, more noise because that's Remy Ma. She doesn't see that. That's why I say I think she's head over heels, for him. That young, you know what I'm saying? Lizard type that she likes.
Because he's like 20 years younger than her, right? Like almost like 15 to something like that.
Listen, if you go by R. Kelly's method, age is nothing but
hey, why you always gotta bring up R. Kelly?
Always. So, age is nothing but a number. So at the end of the day, Remy got dignitized. She got dignitized.
What was your reaction when you saw them take the picture by the Christmas tree, though?
It's a holly jolly Christmas. Yeah, it's disrespectful though. If I'm Pap, if I'm looking at that, and I'm with my daughter, and this is what you're doing, damn, it hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, but Easy's reaction to trying to tell that story where he just kept laughing, he said, they saying that you
That's
Muslim.
the problem. Remy sees this nigga laughing at that situation, and Remy's not putting her fucking feet in Pap's shoes. It's really disrespectful. You don't see it that way. Like, this is our family. It's not just me, it's the kids watching this. You're getting fucking, you're the laughing stock of this, and you don't see it. Remy doesn't see it. It's like, wow.
I think the saddest part about the whole situation is that their daughter has to see, she's 6 years old, so I don't know if any of her friends are going to be, up on this topic, but
it's something that happens. These are situations that happen in people's relationship. But we all figured that Remy should be smarter than that, should be stronger than that, should be business savvy enough to not get caught in situations like this, where somebody like that is using her or using her family for this kind of amusement, or just, open fucking deliberation of your thoughts to that, to open your family up to this. That's the problem with it. If she do this as a woman, because women they do this. They do this, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They get digged down by the next nigga and they get caught up. But we just thought more of Remy. We thought more of her. And then the fact that she's trying to defend herself is more insulting.
But it's crazy
more
because
damaging.
You spread it on the internet and then you took down the post. What good is taking down the post? Everybody has screenshot, screen recorded everything. It's going to live on the internet.
Those are mistakes that liars do. Those are mistakes that people that are guilty do. That's all it is. The truth is going to come out. And the truth was what was said the first time you got busted, which you try to PR it so it wouldn't come out. They try to hide it. They try to deny it. The time that you come back around and hits you, it's got 10 times the strength. You know what I'm saying? Because it can't be avoided. You have to face it. And that's what it is. Like I said, Joe's going to have to face his lies when somebody like you approach him with them questions. And just ask them regularly. The right questions. The truth. To bring out the truth. And that's why journalism is very important. You know what I'm saying? To finding out the truth. And we're seeing that with the top level. The presidency. You see the Democrats. How they go at Donald Trump. You see the line of questioning. You see the interruptions for them trying to get their narrative out. And it looks ugly on them because they're not really bad people. But it looks ugly when you're doing this evil shit, knowing that you're just hating them, man, because they told you to. You know what I'm saying? And you're being bought just to hate on him. You got no personal issues with him. Whatever he does. He's a New Yorker, first of all. I said, who fucking Donald Trump with that? You know what I'm saying? I'm a Donald Trump fan to a point. I'm a New Yorker, so I know the game he plays. I know that, but I know at the end of the day, he means good for the country. I know he means what he's saying. I know that he's, bringing out all the corrupt shit that's going on just by the hate you're giving him. He's showing you, not that he's that magical. He's just showing you your real character towards a situation or somebody that you're not. You're being paid not to glorify, to give them props. The ugliness side of you is coming through, and we could see it in real time. That's why the Democrats look crazy right now with all the hate. The View, the people, the ladies in the View, just because they think they don't. You was programmed to think like that, and you're supposed to be responsible, knowing that you having a show like this, a podium like this, you're sending this out. You're promoting the hate of another person just because you feel that way. But you're going out your way to hate, and it seems like hate because your words are hate. You putting labels on this man that's not really true. So it's like you see that, man. I put myself in that category. That's why I was glad that Trump won, because I know he went through all the odds, even though he's a wealthy, 1%.
What the
One of the
hell does this
1%.
have to do with anything we talking about?
Because it deals with the narrative of you buying, or you being a liar, and you trying your best not to look that way for people to have your back.
Got you. Okay.
That's all. You know what I'm saying? It's like Remy, they try to hide the truth. And, they try every way to sway the people that, what I'm saying, you're right, even though you're wrong. Because Remy is the participant in this. She's not like she's a fan watching or hearing it. You're the participant, and you're the one who sent your PR work to clean this up. So when the PR work could water down every thing, and they could throw people off and everything. But when it gets to you, when the king is being checked, the king has to respond, or the queen has to respond by herself. And that's what I'm saying. They when it gets to them and there's direct, real questions to find out the truth, they're gonna show you who they are. But nobody getting really tested in those situations. In the music game, Fat Joes of the world are not getting really questioned in those lines and made responsible, or to take any what do you call that word?
What?
To take
accountability?
Huh?
Accountability?
To take any accountability for their actions.
Gotcha.
And they're being let free, and let them do, they keep on doing the same thing, different levels. You know what I'm saying? And they do this behind the scene, and that's who they really are as characters. But the PR niggas are gonna put it in a way that we can let it slide. And that's what I have a problem. It's like, deal with the real topics, like real, you know what I'm saying? Put people in the real situations of their real life, and force them to answer it instead of letting it slide, because it shows a lot of either holes, or in who they are, or it shows how strong they are and they stand. And that's how we make gatekeepers who they are, put people in right positions through those line of questionings, through those lines of really getting to who they really are. And that's the difference of journalism. Mad funny. And I think Hassan gave her a piece of her own reality, because she was calling Clarissa ugly. You know what I'm saying? She was saying about the ugliness, and how Clarissa. Oh, he even told me. Papoose even told me you too ugly. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Hassan Campbell, he pulled the he pulled the cloth. Yeah, he pulled the cloth back and said, "Yo, before and after," and we see the. I always thought, even when she looked like that, I always thought Remy was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that. She's a very beautiful person. I mean, on the outside, she was definitely a beautiful lady. You know what I'm saying? A young girl, and she had potential. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It looked like she did a lot of work to herself, but it wasn't work that we seen was like out of nowhere. Like Little Kim, and I didn't even put Little Kim in this, but Little Kim looked like a whole different person. Like Remy looked like it was a gradual growth, and I think that was her own beauty that added to whatever work she had done. You know what I'm saying? Dedication with the fitness, and working out, and whatever. But yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, I think it looked like self working on herself. Like, like I said, Remy right now looks like how I seen her back then, even when she was bummed out, looking like a hood rat. There was just a different attitude on her. I think she worked on herself. She stopped, she's being healthy about it. That's what she looks like to me. She got fake hair and all that shit, but it's not too much fake shit I can see on Remy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could see. Yeah, I think she got work done, but it was not like crazy work, like we could notice. Like it's all like it looked like, yeah. And they look like you over tried to do this, right? She's a fucking catfish, like a real fish, like a catfish that crazy leprechaun. And I don't know Little Kim like that. I spent time with Little Kim. I chill with her, and out of respect, I'm more mad at her for changing how beautiful she was back then. But it's too late for that. And that's what happens when you go into that fucking worm hole, that the plastic surgery mentality of hanging out with people, maybe that gases you to do this, that you feel that they have a bigger status in the game, or this is the right way to do it if you're in Hollywood. Like, whoever gasses your mind to be like that, it's your fault. It's your fault for even following those kind of people. But, and it's also could be a deep, I hate myself when I look in my mirror because what I've been through, or who that girl represents. And then she wants to have these, but that's psychological shit that you got to go get help for. Because the truth is the truth at the end of the day. If you're a man and you're somebody who's got a wig on with lipstick, doesn't make you a woman. It's you're trying to hide something there. It's deeper than that in a gay field and everything. But when it's a woman, you don't like seeing your reflection in a mirror because of you don't like the person you see in your reflection. It's psychological things that your outside has nothing to do with to us because we feel you're beautiful. You might see yourself as ugly, but that's your problem. Now you got the chance and you got the money to 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 mask it up and to put the person that you see in your mind. But is that the person you see when you look in the mirror now? After you look like a fucking bloated catfish? You know what I'm saying? A Siamese cat with fucking, with operations in your face? Do you see now that you're cool? If you see yourself like now you are who you are, after you see this monster in the face that we think is a monster, but you feel is a regular person, something wrong. And that's definitely in the mind. Yeah, but somebody gotta wake. It becomes when people that you chose to be around you, they're supposed to tell you this. They're supposed to warn you, like, yo, listen, you look like a stretched out fucking, you know, blowfish. And I don't want to even make it about little kid. Michael Jackson did the same thing. Michael Jackson did the thing. It's a lot of people that's in this field because social media is just showing you how many people are attracted to this subject, and they feel like they should do this instead of what reality is. Reality. Because people are like that, man. People are like that. They overdo it. They always overdo it. Like I always said, like strawberries, fruits are good for you. But if you OD on strawberries, you're gonna fucking something's gonna happen. You putting in that too much of that good thing inside you, is something bad's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, yeah. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Tattoos, same thing. We get addicted to tattoos. I got addicted for a little bit. I got one tattoo, and I got 13 tattoos. I'm like, damn, I didn't even think I should have one. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we all get caught up like that. But it's a limit that you're supposed to, we're supposed to measure ourselves by our own actions. So it's like if you OD on plastic surgery, that means, yo, listen, man, you got a problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's everybody got to have it, but that's a whole different thing. Drugs is the same way. You know what I'm saying? Drugs is the same way where people get abused. Yeah. Come on. But Hassan is bulletproof to all of that shit. Hassan been through. He got shot, nigga. Like, you ain't gonna stop that nigga. Right now, he's gonna get even more blunt in everything he says. Because it's like, he been through it all. You know? He been through it all, and it's like, and I know he tries to tell you the ugly truth in your face so you can wake up. I know that's his message. But he always finds an uglier truth to it. He always finds an uglier part of the truth to go like more blunt, like to make a statement for the psychological really message that he's trying to bring out. Because he believes in smacking the shit out of you to wake you up. He doesn't believe in just talking to you softly. So, verbally, he goes deep into punching you dead in your face to wake up and feel like you disrespected. But he's really bringing, a back topic that's really more important to it. That's why I respect him, because it's like, I know why he's doing this, but he's getting the shock value of it. And he has no fucks. He gives no chills to what he's saying because he believes in what he's saying. The root of it is real, is a real message, a real foundation to it. So I salute Hassan in that way, It's like Trump, like I said, I'll bring it back to Trump. Trump says, listen to me though. Trump says the stupidest shit ever. Like, we all feel stupid. And it's like he's racist, and it's like, oh, he's feminist, or he's, against gays. But he's saying that to bring that topic of conversation up. And when he bring it down to the root and the foundation, there's really messages behind that. And it's really, certain feelings and real stands that he stand on, that makes sense. It's not just the outrageous tweets or the outrageous shock value of it. It's really a conversation that some people are stupid enough to feel this way. We have to get a hold of these people and really hold them accountable and make them niggas explain themselves of why they taking a stance on the situation. And I believe in that. I see that. And I don't think it's bad, that from the actual person who's really doing this. Like Hassan Campbell, I don't think he means wrong at the end of the day. I don't think he does it to disrespect the dead at the end of the day. I don't think he does it that's not his, but he definitely wants to get that open conversation where, you get smacked by a part of his statements, so you could pay attention to it, so you could deal with it. Shut up.
All right. Now we got to talk about your boy, Tony Sunshine.
Again? Damn.
He went up there to Amadeus' show on Shade 45.
Didn't we say the truth enough? But to leave me out that subject. Leave me out because I said enough about this.
Wait. Okay. So he went up there to Amadeus' show on Shade 45, right? And a lot of people.
I'm Amadeus.
A lot of people was hitting me, and it was like they both was dissing Cuban because Amadeus' intro did feel like he was coming at you too. The stuff he was saying was like, we see you weirdos on social media and YouTube talking shit. Stop blaming this guy and that guy because you a whack rapper. What did you What did you think when you watched that?
Yeah, it definitely taken like that. It's definitely taken like. See, that's a brother that I met out of nowhere. I went to his podcast. We talked about situations. I even shared some music with him. I sent him, at the time he was going to a trip to Mexico with his wife. I met his wife too when I went there. And they're cool brothers. You know what I'm saying? Cool brothers. The people he had around him.
I always liked him. He was cool. He even as a rapper, he's dope.
Yeah, and I like him as a rapper too. I don't think he's extra above the bar, but I think he's up there where I like to listen to what he's saying. Like, he's dope. It's just his voice is too crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a little too much screamish for me at certain times. But he's dope. He knows how to put words together as a lyricist. So I always give him props. You know what I'm saying? He had me on the show. We had a great conversation. He actually, I commend him for talking about the Nori situation when I was going through that situation where Nori said he couldn't interview me because Joe is his friend. So he put that out there in the voice. He's an upcoming. You got to understand, he was an upcoming podcaster also. He wants views. He knows the business part. He knows shock value. He knows things. When I heard him say that, even though we recorded a good report with each other, you know what I'm saying? He even invited me, I think like a couple of months back, to go on his podcast and all that. Right now, when I seen him with Tony, I seen him that he joined the let me stir something up between this. Let me instigate a little bit so I could get some views. So I could, you know what I'm saying, so he could do what he wants to do in podcasts and get some views up. Since I think those numbers were low. I don't know. I try to make an excuse of why he would say certain things. Because I definitely took it like he was talking about me. Those topics about, you talking online, troll, and Tony Baloney is playing alongside with him. Yeah, tell him. So, I was like, did he get brainwashed? That was like, did he get brainwashed by Tony? Did Tony promise some business ventures with him that he sided with Tony now and he's fuck Cuban? I definitely seen that in him to say that. Maybe he could answer on his own way. You know what I'm saying? I had no wants of really going against him. I don't know him. I was cordial with him. I was real with him. I had a good time with him. So if he wants to put his neck inside that field, he's going to only look wrong and crazy. I just don't want to give that topic too much because I know it's not about him, but it's about him. So if he wants to definitely talk to me about, was he talking about me in that podcast, which definitely everybody, they see my story and Tony and his story. I think that would definitely, and remember ballistic ball man, Mr. Lipstick is his man too. And we respected the fact that he didn't want to talk about ballistic man that day. You know what I'm saying? So I said, cool. You know what I'm saying? So, I had no problem with Amadeus. But now, I don't know if he's seeking for a problem with me. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's really nothing to me. It's none of his business. I don't feel like, I see the play that he's doing, where he's just talking about me it was whack. If you see it from a difference and you see the history of him interviewing me and then now he's interviewing Tony and he's taking Tony's side, it just looks whack. It looks like you're a ball licker. You licking balls. And either they put the pressure on you to take his side or to talk bad about me or to insinuate certain things about me that has no merit to it. Because I never had a problem with you. It just looks ugly. You know what I'm saying? It looks stupid. It looks ugly to me. If you wanted to do shock value, hey, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction to that because it's like I already know what you're doing, and that's just disappointing to me as a man.
Well, let me talk about what really made it seem like he was talking about you, because he denied that he was coming at you, right? But what it really made it seem like that was in the video, Amadeus said some things like, I gave these guys a shot too, and Tony was mad at me for doing so. Tony was like, you wasting your time. I think that part kind of made it seem like he was talking about you.
I know. And insinuates everything is pointing to he was talking about me now. If he wants to be a man, that's why I don't hide no punches. That's why when I say something about somebody, I don't insinuate, I don't subliminal shit. I say the person, right? I say the person because my way, it could go mad ways too. I could be like, yeah, and do subliminal shit, and then everybody that I have a problem with might be thinking I'm talking about them. But I make always sure that I state a name, and I give my opinion on that, and I stand on it, and I know that I'm saying it towards that person. So him leaving that open, if you do his archives and you go through his archives, the only person that, this nigga Tony and I got a problem with, and the only one he interviewed before that, that had a say in this podcast was me. So if you put it together, of course, 99% of the people gonna be like, oh, he's talking about you. But he could be slick, try to just bring shock value, like I said, or bring people in his views to bring a little attention to his shit, and not say my name. You know what I'm saying? But in the other ways, if people are thinking that way and they saying you're doing this to Cuban, then you address it and say, I was not talking about Cuban Link. I had Cuban here and he was mad courteous with my wife. He was cool as fuck. We broke bread. We talked about the industry. We talked about nothing but intelligent subjects, and it was what it was. That was the story. I was not talking about Cuban. That's if he's a real nigga. Because everybody knows that you was inferring that to me, but now you want to act like I wasn't talking about you. And then he's taking it he's taking it personal when Goya hits him up and said,
right. That's what I was going to say. Because people in the comments were saying like Amadeus coming at Cuban without mentioning his name is nasty work, right?
Right.
Goya had responded and said he interviewed Cuban before and now he coming at Cuban because Tony is in the building. he responded to Goya and said he wasn't dissing Cuban and he was the only one that was defending
And I
you
didn't take
back in
that
the
personally.
day.
Just for him to say that if you feel like I'm talking about them, put some music out and stop talking about podcasters. Listen to me. You don't gotta fire me up to do that. I do my music, my brother. I take my music seriously. I will burn all MCs that ever try to diss me or want to battle me. I'll put my hand on the Bible and said I will burn all of y'all niggas. All of y'all as the MC competitive stuff. But when you get personal with me, and my situation with Tony is personal. So if you want to join that fight and if you want to gas it up, that's on you. We both know that. Because if that was the case when I went to your podcast, you could have said how you stood. And you could have made a beef about it. We could have been rumbling that. That would have been definitely a shock value for everybody. You would have definitely got more views. But to do underhanded shit like insinuating me, and you're doing it. The only person you had up there that, had a problem with this baloney is me. So you're trying to insinuate me, and we know that what kind of avenue you're going into. So, you're doing the I don't know shit, the let me start up a fire and then act like I'm not the one who put gasoline on it. You could act that way, but you know that I know real nigga shit. We can't get away from that. It's not like I want to go out my way and diss him now for that. It's not that. Keep doing this thing, man. Like I said, man, I had good energy when I went up there with him. If he doesn't want to say that, he wants to call me now. You try to run with the same narrative. These baloney smoking niggas that throw dirt on my name are you running with? As far as like, oh, he's getting mad at the interview. Nigga, come back with music. What are you talking about? I showed you music. I got receipts where I sent you all my music. You know what I'm saying? You got it. You can't deny it. It was dope. You just sided with these dudes because they promised you probably a better position in business because they're in the business more savvy than I am. So you probably sided with them on that level. They're going to help you. They're going to work with Tony now. But you don't got to throw me under the bus for that, my nigga. Just be a real one. And I thought you was real because at the end of the day, you seemed like a real one. But if you're inferring that or deferring that to me, as far as like, I'm on YouTube just talking and not really doing actions, you got me mistakenly, brother. You know what I'm saying? And it's times where, you got to show people who you are. You know what I'm saying? And, I took a long break and some people might fall asleep and, they try to encourage me maybe to get on my music shit. Maybe that's what's his foundation play at the end of the day to encourage me to, yo, man, just come back with music. I know you better than them. Just do some music. And it's like, from a person like that knows the business, I just feel disappointed on because he knows the situation. I told you. And it's not an excuse for me saying, oh, I'm blaming them. It's just like, yo, I got to get in bed with the right people in business to get my product out there. And I got to be happy with it. We got to have the same vision. That's a hard thing to do in my field of work. And that's all it is. And I thought he was shit on this thing. Yo, Cuban's going to come out when he right. But he got some fire music. So he could have said. But he took the side of the balonies. And now you're down with the baloney pony. Tenderoni squad. And that's the problem. Now I put you there. So it's like, everybody, you put yourself there. I didn't put you there. You came out and you said this. I didn't do that. But I got nothing bad against, you know what I'm saying? Overall, what he stands for, except that he's a switch sider whenever it pertains to whatever personal gains he wants. You know what I'm saying? Because I had no bad feelings towards him ever.
Yeah, but in the comments, he was saying that, oh, these people in the comments crying and bitching. And, obviously that was after Goya had commented what he did, so it was like,
right.
If you didn't want it to seem like you were going at Cuban, you could have responded in a different way that would be
in a responsible way. And he let it go. So we all know, like, you want to keep us reading between the lines. Like, come on, dog. If you're real, you just state the line you're on. Like I do. I say your name. You know what I'm saying? When I said that somebody got slapped with a penis in the face when they was younger and he thought he was gangster. And then after he got slapped, he just did a, airbender move and try to praise the Buddha to please don't do nothing and then just didn't do nothing about it. I brought real facts. I brought the guy who really did that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a nigga that's going to say nothing for just getting some shock value. I'm saying it probably laughingly, but it's real facts. It's real facts. You know what I'm saying? What I say. Now these guys just playing on for the radio waves. I guess that's their moves. I don't respect that. I don't think people that are real that follow me respect that.
And it didn't help because during Tony's freestyle, you could tell he's going at you. The stuff that he's saying in the freestyle.
Oh no, everything points to me. Everything points to me. That was definitely a ploy to try to, discredit me, to try to, put me out there, punk me. They all know we're talking about me. That's something. That's the image you was part of. So that's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
He's been working with Tony for a long time because he even directed his music videos and stuff.
Yeah, I no problem with it. He told me this. When I went over there, he told me I never treated him different. I never treated him different on the fact that, you working with Tony. I was like, yeah, that's your business, my brother. But, this is it's a different level because he's working for, a Sirius radio and so it's business. You know what I'm saying? Not that I didn't avoid those topics. He did. He conducted the interview. So he chose to ask me the line of questioning he wants to. If you ask me the line of question that, you do, anybody, I will tell you the truth about it. Now, so you want to absorb and really take in and swallow the truth of what I'm about to tell you. So he didn't want to give his boy the bad. He knew I was going to go with it, just like I'll go with you. If you ask for some real shit, I'm going to tell you the truth. He didn't want to go there. So I understood it and I respected it. He said that about Ballistic Man. He didn't want to ask me questions about him. And
he told you this beforehand? He didn't want to ask you about
he said, let's not give him no light because he's really nobody. He's just coming up. I met him through this guy, and he's just trying to come up. He got a PR team. So he said all that. So I was like, okay, let's not even give him light then. And then he said that Tony, he even said, I think that he stood on, I work with Tony, man, and this and that. So he didn't truly try to say that Tony was at fault for it. But, Tony's just in a situation where he got to follow Fat Joe. And since I got problems with Fat Joe, obviously he's going to have problems with it. But he wouldn't make it a big thing. I didn't want to make it a big thing about Tony. Because I respected the fact that I just your boy. You still believe him. I don't want to shit on Tony like I do on other platforms and really say what I want to say, which is the truth. So you don't want to air that, but yet you want to go with him now and discredit me. On some more like, oh, I'm crying online and I'm not really putting my mind to work and you making it about podcasts. It's not me. I gave you a light, homie. So yeah, I'm a dad. It's just like, you hear about, or you see a lot of, hosts get in between certain beefs like you know how to instigate, certain things. Even
Don't call me an instigator.
Well, you are an instigator in a way that you're a journalist. So journalists, when they take sides or they get maybe swept by the actual person that they're interviewing. They get caught up with their storyline of saying something or something behind the scene where it's more lucrative for them in a business sense. They take sides. And not to say that about you. I always pride myself on us that we talk real conversations and truth, regardless. That's why I told you that you could even interview them, any one of them. And I'm confident that your line of questioning is going to bring out the truth. And your responsibility as a journalist. So if he wants to take, be that host that plays sides for a certain kind of reaction for his own personal gain, then
well, he did tell Tony in the beginning. He said that, I was trying to interview the other side because I was getting my journalist on, and Tony warned me. And then Tony said, well, wasn't I right?
But warn him about what? What did we speak on?
That it was a waste of time. He said that Tony said it was a waste of time. So
he got to explain that to us. You got to explain how that was a waste of time. Because I thought it was kind of dope that we did that interview, and I had a whole different side of a different take on it. Like it was productive. So if he feels different, it was that what he's saying in front of the other guy, because he may be afraid to get smacked or something. I don't know why, because he's the one. Tony's the one who got smacked with the fucking balls and the penis. So I don't know why he would be scared. Not saying that he's the type of dude like that, but I don't know why he's taking a word or pressure from a guy that went through that situation against a solid motherfucker that spoke truth. And we had a positive relationship and a positive report when we did our interview. So, I don't know. It's something definitely fishy, and you could tell the fishiness, when I go out fishing, you could tell the fishy fish, the blowfishes, you could tell all the, the catfishes, you could tell all the type of different fishes that get caught up in this net. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had nothing but a positive report with him. But if he wants to give me a negative report or something that he felt, I want to definitely him to share it. I want to see what he felt was something that was not to his liking or something that went wrong in our interview. So if he's talking about me, let me really put that into much because he denies that he's talking about me. You know what I'm saying? He could be talking about somebody else. I mean, that mask only lives up to it when it's challenged. So if he's talking about me, I dare him to say what was wrong with our interview. What did we do? Something that, what did I do?
Well, what if it's not the interview? What if he had no problem with the interview, but after the interview?
Nothing. When I was nothing but courteous. Like I told you, he was going on a trip with his wife to Mexico, and I kept my taps with him. I said, yo, my nigga, enjoy yourself. I even told him to go. I went to Mexico myself, so I was like, yo, when you go there, man, go to I forgot the name of the place. It's like a zoo, wildlife thing in Cancun. Actually, we were going to Cancun, and I told him, yo, man, go to exit something something. I forgot the name of it, but it's like a zoo in a natural, beautiful place out of Mexico that I went to with my family, where they show you the history of Mexico and everything. It was a dope experience for me that I went with my wife at the time and my baby. So I gave him that recommendation to go check that out, man. It would be dope. So, and then after that, I sent him some music, some those new stuff I was going, just in case he wasn't up to what I was doing. So I sent him some audio so he could, expect some dope music from me. And he was courteous. Everything was dope. So I don't know what could be that somebody told him something. I don't know why he got my number. He got my number so he could always check up on me. Like he could always ask me, yo, did you say that? Niggas in the middle, they always throw some extra gas or some bullshit up in the middle. He had my number and he still has my number where he could communicate with me and be like, yo, Q, did you say this or did this happen? I have no risk about that. Niggas want to check their sources. But I don't know. My belief is definitely he got bought off by them. He definitely took their side. I don't know why they told him, what lie they told him for him to believe. I don't believe in victims. So he made that choice knowing that he has the number, he has a way to get to me to find out the truth. So he chose on his own to side with somebody like that got smacked in his face with a cock.
Well, maybe he didn't like that. He didn't like you going in on Tony. He was cool with Tony
Yeah,
before.
but he could have said that, if you're a real one, he could have said that to me right there. And we could have talked about it. And like I said, we would have turned that shit into WW. We would have turned that shit into definitely, something that's real right there.
Wait, Q. The time that you already did the interview with him, you had already revealed that Tony got smacked with the...
Of course I did. I'd say that to everybody beforehand. So you know where I'm at. And for you to challenge me, I want you to do that. Like if you're a Tony lover or a Fat Joe lover, and you come to me and I say something, because I usually jump out the window and say that, just for you to understand that I don't want to put you in a situation before we go live. For you to know that this is real. And I stand on it and I'll give you evidence of why. And when, and time, and who, I'll give you all of that. Now, if you don't want to expose that, you know what I'm saying, about the next person because they're your friend, that's your fault. You don't want to give the people the truth about your mans because you're afraid of them being called your mans after they get slapped with a cop. But that's your fault. That's not on me. I was as real as I could be. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't want to talk about it, we didn't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? No, we didn't talk about it. So it's like, it's cool. I could now put you in a situation where we're talking from an interviewer to a guest. And we could talk about hip hop. We could talk about anything else. But I want to let you know from the gate what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? To warn you or just to put you ahead that you listen, you don't want your man looking like a crazy man. But what I'm telling you is truth. I stand on it, nigga. I stand on it to the death because it's real facts. This is what happens. This is the truth. But if you don't want to do that, want to save your friend, then you could deviate from that, and we don't have to talk about that. But it's the way you do it. Now, when I see you do it like this, was that you have me in your possession, in your location, in your establishment, in your rules. And we did what we did, and I thought it was productive, but somehow you feel like something was wrong with that. Now, because you got the other side on your fucking podcast, maybe you sucking up to them. Maybe you want some business with them. Maybe they promised you something. Maybe you want to get slapped with some cops. Don't know why. But all I know is that I presented myself with respect, love, and admiration for the hip hop culture. And again, you want to know my story? I told you my story with no lies. And that's the courtesy I could give things. You know what I'm saying? After that, anything you do after that, if you go out of bounds and you do extra stuff for the next person that I talked to you about, then that's you. You a baloney smoker to me. That's it. And whatever it is, whatever how you want to take it. Just like he told me, whatever it is. Because there's no way in the world, in my mind, that you live where you could beat me in anything. And that's to anybody, not just to him. Anybody. When you go against what I'm saying, and I know my truth is my truth. I don't need to, I take it a little more, mature. Well, I understand the game, but it's not for me to understand the game and give you a free pass after that because I see what you've done. Unless you rectify, there's always room to rectify. There's always room to say the truth. There's always room to not apologize, but if you feel that way as an honorable man, because you directed certain things towards me, apologize. It will be taken, very understandable, and it will be displayed by my actions towards you, towards the future. But if you don't, and you think this is a game, and you will play these kind of games with me, then you got a problem. And that's not a threat. That's just who I am. And you could go through my past and my history and see what I'm about, how I conduct myself. That's all.
Why do you think Tony for years has been quiet, but in the past 2 years, he's especially been firing at you?
He wants to get on. He wants to use me to get on. He wants to use some, he see me fighting the war that I've been fighting for 20 plus years about, my coming up, my history. And he wants to be a part of assassinating my character because his boss, the one who probably smacked him with another 3 cocks in his face, he has a narrative about me that's going to mess up my truth and letting the people understand what the truth is behind the Terror Squad story. That's something that he should stand by because I'm referring him to that he went through the bullshit that we all went through. But since I'm the spokesman to certain things about what Joe's done and the fallacies and the lies that Joe's told, he wants Joe to be, speaking his story, which is nothing but fake shit and selfish shit that only merits Joe. Takes Joe's side. Not even Pun, that he has the nerve to say that Pun didn't put him on. You know what I'm saying? That he's sucking Joe's dick to the point that he's saying that Joe put me on. It's facts that we have to fight for that little baloney smoker to get inside Terror Squad. A crew that he wants to get on, he wanted to be down with since the beginning. For him not to even acknowledge the fact that me and Pun was the reason Joe accepted you is disgusting to me. And the way he's changing up the history facts and the way the other people are gravitating just because they're part of the business, I guess. And they got allegiance to behind the scenes of people that work together with each other. They're trying to really side with them because they are in the industry. It's more disgusting than ever. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. And Amadeus is probably, a casualty of war with that. But he's disgusting the way he did it, I feel, if he was referring to me about, that topic that when and the freestyle was whack. He had to mess up all the time. Huh? Yes, it's nothing but fucking Getty, Exxon, fucking BP, nothing but those type of gases going on in that session when he was fucking up. And y'all niggas like, oh, shit trash, my nigga. His voice is alone. He don't got the voice to be a rapper. Tell him the truth. Tell him he's a singer. He's a mediocre singer at that.
No, but the girl that was there, she was even saying like, "Oh, Tony, I thought you were an R&B singer." Like how?
Exactly. That's what they missed. That's what the same. Yo, I swear to God, I've been saying that. The Moses when he faced Pharaoh and he put his staff up and they turned into a snake, and then Pharaoh did some magic shit. We turned 2 snakes, and still Moses' snake ate both of the snakes. That's the same thing. Magic against real reality. Spirituality of what it is, and what happened in the actual moment. You know what I'm saying? The mess ups that he was doing because he couldn't even spit more than 8 bars without fucking up, really. And they were still gassing him, yeah, like he's better and everything that he's doing. The fact that he's an R&B singer sings something for us, right? They didn't want to give him that direct line of questioning and that direct line of advice. Sing, man, you got a beautiful voice. Why are you getting caught up in this? Those are the real questions. Why are you getting caught up? And if you are, sing a song that hits people hard with your voice. It's going to be, it's going to showcase your talent more. Maybe the way you feel about me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, have you seen like other interviews he's done? He said that he's the one that originated this whole gangster R&B kind of
you want
thing.
that? Yeah, I know. You believe that? That's what it is with the woke culture. Is they make up lies and fantasies about themselves, and they push it out to the world.
I don't know how
Where
you can. I don't know how he can say that though, because Nate
they
Dogg.
living in a lie, my brother. These are people that are weak. These are people that are, these are people. Look. But when you talk about Tony Sunshine, you got first witness here that he hid underneath a bathroom sink when it was real war. That he hid behind a green bin of garbage when he was getting beat up in front of the playhouse. That he was a nigga that backstabbed one of his best friends that saved his life later on in life just for his music career. A fucking drug addict that couldn't take the weight of the world, and he went to drugs because he felt that that was his way out, and that was the right way. Disappointed his 9 kids in real life. This a weak individual. So if you are willing to fucking really side with a guy like that, knowing his character, and I'm not lying about none of these things, then it shows a lot about your character. You know, especially when he go against me. He's not in a level. Tony Santa's not in a level to even stand next to me when it comes to, you know, value or status in this game. He was my underling, my study. I gave him love. I gave him music. I showed him how to become a winner in this game by giving him dope ass talent. You know, being part of that, exposing his talent to the world with my project. You know what I'm saying? Showing him love in real life and bleeding for him. These are people. These are real attributes you can't take away from me. So if you know the history, which everybody should know by now, I said it so many times, but y'all niggas to still be acting like Cuban Link is a problem, or Cuban Link is a whack one. Cuban Link, y'all niggas got a problem with yourselves, and that's the problem with the woke culture. Y'all make up a story or a fantasy, and y'all give it validity only because y'all believe in it, and y'all say it so much times that y'all really start believing in it. Or somebody tells you, like Fat Joe tells them to say this, and go on this, wild goose chase journey, and whoever they catch on within their net to back them up is who they catch. But those innocent motherfucking dudes that get caught up with this, they got to know that there's repercussions to this. And you got to know your history. If you want to associate yourself with the facts of these people with this type of character, then it's on you. That means you share the same character as these people. And it definitely depends on the way you talk about it. Because like I said, you could say it in a certain way where you don't know, but you give validity to real statements. They don't say that. Like these hosts, like when I'm gonna get, I'm gonna dare those statements about that. He knows what he's doing. He's the one who conducted the interviews. So in other words, who's associated with that clique, and who you interviewed in the past that you could be deriving those kind of statements to, except Cuban Link. So I don't do the subliminals. I do the straight up. And I got a history with that. So, I'm calling you out to explain yourself, Amadeus. If you're out there, explain yourself. Because if you didn't mean it that way or whatever you meant, it's definitely is needed for you to explain. You know, like I didn't see you in that way or that stature or for those comments to even come out about me or that, that pointing of fingers of that negative shit you were saying. So explain yourself. I want to see how many lies or how much truth you got in your heart for you to stand on what you said. And if you feel that way about me, make it known because I didn't know, buddy. I really didn't know you felt that because I had a good report as far as when I left it. So if you felt different, then yeah, real niggas talk real shit. So stand on your square like I do.
So when Tony started rapping, he asked, "Were you born jealous? When was the last time you had a hit after you had a drink?" And that he was there before and you didn't help him, you just cheered it on.
Hey, he's lying. Basically, just lying. I just told you I wouldn't even be talking about how much times I helped him in lyrically or writing a song for him or making a melody of him or being a friend to him when somebody tried to hurt him in real life
But what
or
about his drug addiction? Did you try to help him?
he had that hidden. He had that hidden. He had it hidden. That was something that he never did in front of me. I heard about rumors in the backside, you know what I'm saying? And he knows that I feel about that. I never wanted him to ever become a fucking tecato. I never encouraged that. I never did no drugs ever with him, except probably weed and fucking liquor. So when he went to that venture, that darkness, he did that on his own with his fucking friends, with his own little personal thing that he had going on. He can never be well, he is a liar, but he could never say that I encouraged that. Obviously, I was the one that was against that. If anything, anybody in my crew that had any of the hard drug kind of, saying shit, they wasn't around me. So, he could gas maybe the next people to think that, but not me. I encourage, him being the best. And him being the best is being, drug free, being bullshit free, being a real artist and get deep into his heart and really sing with the feelings that his heart tell him. So that's what I feel an artist is. Not being fake to who you are, because you have to stand with that. You wrote that. You know what I'm saying? But once again, me and Pun wrote those lyrics for these niggas, and we made it seem, or we painted a kind of picture for them, so they have to be accountable for those lyrics that they're saying. That love, that passion, we put that into them, including Joe, and that's why they're so believable. That the people now, our own talents, me, Pun, I'm get even Face. Now we have to reap what we sow. Where we made these monsters, and now these monsters showed us who they really are. And when we say the truth about it, we got to get judged on it. And the whole, like, when we try to make them as good and great as we try to make them, they're using that against us. Like, we're not the ones that really made them who they are. And that's disgusting and disrespectful. That's.
All right, let's move on. But it's crazy, like almost like Joe knew that this was going to happen, right? Because on his new album, he said, "Nobody wins when the family feuds. Don't ask me no questions about Remy and Papoose."
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, he knew that this was going to happen before Remy actually.
Joe got too much problems on his own for him to even bring other people involved in it. You know what I'm saying? So him trying to take the moral high road on that one, where it's like, okay, people, let's not get in people's marital affairs, because that's just a rule that we all know from little kids. Don't get involved with you know what I'm saying, with that type of a thing, because then they make up and you look stupid. That's all he's doing. But I don't make him exempt from the fact that he is one of the leader of that those kind of morals come from people who follow him. You know what I'm saying? Those are the lessons he teach. The cheating, the you know what I'm saying, the lying. You know what I'm saying? He's the liar himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
have you watched some of his interviews recently?
Yeah, I seen him keep telling the most outlandish stories ever to show himself being a liar. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he said that. Remember, he said that it's like, I don't cap. I never. Did you saw the 7 foot one where he was 10 years old with the machete?
Oh yeah, I reposted that one too. I know. I don't want. I be adding fuel to the fire. I do. Everything that's negative about that dude that I know, I can confirm that, this is what he did to me. So now I'm glad that this flaw of him came out this way.
Oh,
so y'all can see.
You did repost that one because the guy was like, I don't even need to hear the rest of this. Come on, man. Like,
I repost everything and I comment on everything that I see that I know is a lie. They'll be like, even when he tries to talk like sensible and make sense of things, I know what he's doing. Like,
but did you see the original interview for that part? Because Charlemagne was like, I think that when you say the guy was 7 foot tall, that's why people think it's a lie. Like,
he said I was in the kitchen cooking at 10 years old, cooking
with the machete.
He even said that. He said, I don't even know how to cook. So he was in the kitchen cooking with a machete. I know the Puerto Rican culture. I know the Cuban culture. Yeah, we have machetes. But you have a machete while you're cooking now, 10 years old, and a girl comes butt naked to your door asking for help, and out of nowhere, a 7 foot guy comes and I guess disrespects her, and you felt like a hero that day because you was a little kid, and you are standing up for the rights of women and the rights of a victim, and you took the machete at 10 years old, and you hit him across the shoulder, and then you went and you hit him against the other shoulder, and you saved the young victim, the lady, from him. At 10 years old.
He said that he wasn't going to put that in his book. Originally, he had it written for his book, but he took it out, right? And he said that she showed up at, I think, Raul's funeral, somebody's funeral recently, and was all like, little Joey saved me from like 30 years ago when somebody was like, So I guess
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. There's a lot of people that came to Punch's funeral too, acting like they, I remember a lady in veil, all black, crying. Like, this is a movie, like, and Punch didn't even know her. I've never seen that lady in my life. Liza was like, who the fuck is this?
Wow.
Like they do movies just to get the limelight, to get that camera time. There's people like that
Well,
too.
there's some sick
So
people that want sympathy from other people too. Like they want that attention.
yeah, but it's usually to get on that camera, to get that attention, to get that focus on them. You know what I'm saying? So they could tell their story and get on. So if he believed that lady, or if that really happened, because I believe, what I'm saying, he makes up stuff that y'all be surprised. So with all this being said and all of his Joe flaws and lies are coming out from him, you know what I'm saying? Do an album with Biggie that you covered so correct on, and you exposed that from him. Telling stories about Boy George. He had problems with them, like the biggest drug dealers in the Bronx. And he's going head. To make himself look like that real dude or the biggest big bichota ever in the Bronx, and all of these fabricated stories that boosters his ego to the next level and to try to gas people that he's the toughest, he's this and this. Then you start seeing the pattern of what he did with me, what he did with Pun's estate, what he did to Pun's wife, so all the lies that he told, you know what I'm saying? And that's what, at the end of the day, life has a beautiful way of showing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, one thing too that I want people to use their brain to actually think about, right? Is like people are like, oh, well, so and so, this one person confirmed that story. Now you have to really think, okay, just because somebody confirmed it doesn't mean that it's true, because you have to think, what is that person getting from confirming it? Is it too out of the question to think that Joe could approach somebody to be like, hey, if you confirm this story for me, I'll give you XYZ, or I'll do this for you as a favor or something. That's not out of the question.
Of course, it's not out of the question,
Yeah.
but there's not too many people that confirm his stories. That's the thing. Only one
Well,
I
like,
can
okay,
hear.
what about the situation with
I could see that when Big Daddy Kane said, "Yeah, Joe was there when Pac and
right.
Biggie was on stage." I remember that. Big Daddy Kane could have been there.
Mm-hmm.
Joe might have been there, but him actually doing all of this and give me the mic, and they denied him. Like, that's a lie. I know that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? It had to be a lie. You know what I'm saying? But it looks good. It puts him in a situation where it was historic. And it puts him in a conversation that he was there. I think that's the object of him just saying that story.
Well,
But
I think that a lot of his stories have maybe a little bit of truth in the beginning at the root
yeah,
of it, but then
yeah.
it's just so blown up that it's like,
But that's
dude.
what lies do. They inch their way into the main spotlight.
Right.
That's what they do. The whole thing is to do that. So I was there. I could have been the security guard at that event, and I could have been, letting people in and searching them. But then out of nowhere, I'm the one who saved him. I jumped on top of him and I caught the bullet for him. Oh, look at the scar. It was, it was a long time ago, so you don't see a real scar, but this is where he shot me. Like, we say things like that. Of course, some people are going to get fooled, but they don't get fooled all the time. And that's the beautiful thing about the truth. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, or it ain't what it ain't. And, we good. Like I said, receipts have been out. They've been out there between you understanding my story and taking me on to interview me and to check every crevice of me being a real individual, saying the truth. I think we did a incredible job with that in real time. And you got that history with your interviews with me. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's to people, don't want to be a whistleblower, which I am at the end of the day. But I'm a
Right.
whistleblower for a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a different, type of beast when it comes to that. It's for people, the young generation, not to get caught up in contracts like I did, not to get gassed up by the friends you grew up with that, you know what I'm saying, are supposed to have your back like friends are. They're supposed to guide you through the right things so they don't be as hard as what they went through when they was coming up, and really, you know what I'm saying, shielding their people from getting hurt in the industry.
Because we've seen money separate the closest of people. So it's not
They've been doing that since Judas, my dude.
right.
Judas snitched on Jesus because of that. So you know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, it's the root of all evil. So
Q, let me ask you this, okay? Because you brought up whistleblowing, okay? Now, a lot of people that are whistleblowers end up,
not baloney smokers, blowers, whistleblowers.
you're right, but they end up dead, and it looks like a parent suicide or some kind of like situation and everything.
They get killed.
Are you surprised that hasn't happened to you with all the things that you've revealed?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a whole different beast, Dougie.
I know, but what I'm saying though is that are you surprised that that's never
That's
been?
one thing about me. That's one thing about me. Like, I speak what I speak, which is the truth. Some label it as my truth. I don't believe it's no, it's the truth. That's why it hurts so many people. That's why so many people are against it. Usually the truth stands by themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's unpopular. If you go through history, you see those. That's why they called whistleblowers, whatever. Some people are scared. You know, me fearing anybody for me telling my truth, I dare them. I'm not a dude that be like, oh, I'm going to say this, but I need witness protection. No, I stand by mine and I walk with it.
But I don't think that
People
you're scared,
that.
though. I don't think you're scared. But are you surprised that nobody has attempted?
No, I'm not surprised. It was attempts. It's definitely attempts.
Okay.
It's definitely set up plans and plots to try to get me out of it. And I'm not talking about just the game. I'm talking about life.
Right.
Because I'm dealing with street stuff. So at the end of the day, don't think that niggas haven't plotted on me or haven't won the war where shots has been fired and, you know what I'm saying, from the sneaky guys that try to set me up. And that's the reason I say what I say. It's like, y'all niggas 10 times pussy of what I thought. Because y'all haven't got me. Plus, y'all sneak up like that behind my back instead of come forth. I thought niggas was real. I thought it was Fat Joe the gangster. I thought it was, niggas dealing with, like, I'm a real nigga when it comes to that. You put me in that category, I'm passing that with flying colors and I'm standing up to whatever. It doesn't matter if I'm 1 against 20. They know that about me. So their best thing is to try to scare everybody around me that tries to do business with me. It's trying to, intimidate people around me. And it's been working. It's worked because people ain't got this drive like I do. People don't stand on this truth like I do. It's sad that maybe some see it like I'm trying to, take this nigga out of power when he's the only Hispanic rapper in the game and been in the game that's been contributing to hip hop. And he seems like I'm a hater against my own, the person that put me on. That's the narrative niggas got. And it's deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. It's about a guy that, we all helped to try to get on and make him look like the shining leader because we thought he deserved it. Because we thought that he's going to, do the right thing behind people behind him and really take care of his community and represent a positive image to our culture, to the hip hop culture, to the Spanish culture, everything. But I see that we let in a snake. And when I was backing up a snake that was only, worried about himself. And the minute you show more talent or the potential of having more talent in him, he gets jealous. And he wants to keep you underneath now, even more than other people that he has been enemies with. The reason that, you had a tight relationship when you was coming up with him and you helped him and he helped you. So you being, you being appreciative for the fact that he did that and you being loyal to this guy is the more reason that he goes against you because he sees now the threat you are just because you have natural talent, just because you have the power you have naturally of who you are. Becoming a leader because of your natural talents that God given you. He tries to, put you down on that and assassinate your character and make you out to be the liar just because he has, more power in the game. And that's what.
But you don't think that he felt that insecurity or that threat from Pun?
Of course he did. I've been telling you that. But he played it like the snakes do. Like he loves Pun. Like that's his twin. And that's when you see the lies come about.
But Pun was too big for him to suppress that anyways.
But he's supposed to embrace that. A real dude embraces that, nourishes that, guides that, leads that to the right place so they could be part of him. What he did was separate that, divide that, and make it look to the public as he was helping when he was really hating and damaging and wanted to take his place so he could be the only Latino rapper to be in that spot where Pun was a, God-given talent that he, his natural talent was given that because of his talent, what he showed people, his lyrical gift. Joe wants to divert that, but he has to play a part. Like He's the one who put him out. He's the one who guided him, and he's the one who did everything.
Well, recently he did come out and say that he put his own career on pause for Pun.
He's supposed to. He's getting 50%. He's getting 50% of this, God-given talent that is taking over the world, that is taking his brand, Terror Squad, to the next level to be a millionaire, to change his kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? He got the economic power to change his whole, family tree with this type of money. And then he's got an incentive by taking 50% and really raking in the money through this business. Why wouldn't you sit back and play the business guy with this instead of an artist? If you could submit to yourself and be like, this guy's got it. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Let me work on this project so I could get this money. That's what he's worried about. He's worried about that money. And that was an ideal situation for him to get involved in and for him to take a seat back from an artist because, it's only smart to do that. It's obvious. So it's not a real, brain surgeon for you to, take that position.
So post Terror Squad, right? The original Terror Squad, which Latino rapper has he embraced and tried to help, do you think?
You tell me. You've been looking from far. I was inside. So I know who he helped. And that's in that time, I thought he was helping, me, Pun, Sace.
No, but after you guys, who has he tried?
You tell me. Because if I say it, it's going to be, I'm a hater. I say none.
Did he try?
I say none.
Did he try to help Pitbull?
Behind the scenes because he was against me. He made Pitbull go against me. You know what I'm saying? So I think he helped Pitbull get that #1 Cuban spot where my career was heading towards. So he blocked that in that way. I don't blame him to that. Be like, it is what it is. People accepted him, and Pitbull had good music for the clubs. He was going with what was relevant. You know what I'm saying? So he worked hard too. Pitbull worked hard for his stuff. It's just that was the incentive in the back of the the business mind of certain artists get like they know, oh, he's gonna take over this spot. This lane is his. That's what he did. He just put somebody else there. They put the money behind him. And regardless, you know what I'm saying? Me, I take pride of being a lyrical dude. You know what I'm saying? Lyrical dude that really comes through and shine with real lyrics and metaphors and similes, all that the music involves. These guys to me are more minded, more business savvy, where they could make things happen. Joe had the power to make things happen where he could put somebody in front of somebody. And if the machine, goes behind that person and puts the money there, of course they're going to work. And of course he's going to look like a business genius and do certain things.
Because he hated on reggaeton before it got really popular, right?
Of course he did. Of course he did. I take pride always in being an open-minded musician where I invite any gender of music and adding hip-hop to it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what hip-hop is. It's a chameleon where we could go into any genre of music and making it better. You know what I'm saying? Without niche to it. So he was definitely a hater of reggaeton. I'm telling you, because I was there. I was the one doing Spanish stuff. Oro Solido, you know what I'm saying? I was doing
Right, he called you Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin, you know what I'm saying, to the effect that, I'm working with Spanish artists and we're making like commercial songs that might hit and him, making fun of that because we come from a place where it's like, it's no color line when we come, but we come from the real hip hop in our minds where it was hard, gangster, you know what I'm saying, really gritty, dirty, underground type lyrics. So he made that, and then look at the end of the day. He wants to be Ricky Martin. But he wants to be out there like Ricky Martin. He wants the fame Ricky Martin wants. So you can see how these people, when they lie, they are hypocrites. They're just hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? When I was the only one, me and Pun, and even me before Pun. And I don't want to take all that credit, but I have to tell you because I was there. I was the one making commercialized songs. I was the one making songs, original songs that came with real original choruses, real original melodies that you know what I'm saying, had potential to cross over. That was me. And I got jeopardized for that. I got snapped on because of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, Pun, no, he knew. So, Pun understood. Even Tony Sunshine was riding the bandwagon because I was writing stuff for him. So my shit was putting out there to be proven. and it's been proven. So at the end of the day, that was the format that Joey took from me, that he used. You know what I'm saying? With the singing, the R&B with the hip hop, the Spanish salsa with the hip hop, all of that. I brought that into Terror Squad. So you could see how far, left it.
How different do you think Terror Squad would be as a record label had Joe chosen to lean into
I
that?
don't want to think about that. I don't care about that. He chose what he chose. That timeline would have took a left turn or a right turn that would have ended up in different results. He took the Fat Joe timeline, which made him a wealthy man, made him somebody that knows how to manipulate the system to his own benefit. He knows how to trick the public. He knows how to, and when I say trick the public, I mean lie to the public when he's faced with real questions. You know what I'm saying? He never got really faced with real questions about, the actual, the situation when it came to Terror Squad, how it went down. He always spiced it up where he's the narcissistic approach, where he's the one who did this, he's the one who did that. You even ask, he's the one who made Pun. There's a clip that says he's the one who made Pun. It wouldn't be no Pun without. Are you sure, man? Are you crazy? Like, at the end of the day, talent is talent. It's going to zip out. It's just like the truth. It's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? The reason Pun came out is because Pun and us, we took that craft seriously. And yes, he put the platform there for us to show out and showcase our talent.
Okay, so then you're saying that, like, it may not have ended up the way that it did with Pun, with Joe and having these certain records, but he was so talented that talent would have found a way for him to make it. It might have looked different, but he would have made it regardless.
If people like our journey into making it into the game, like I said, is different components to that. It's street level situations to that. We got with certain people that demanded Joe's attention, like Uncle B, Nelson. That was the dude that really, embraced us with our talent. And he put some money and some spotlight on us because that was the streets, and it was around the TS crew, the real ones from the hood.
Right.
So that's how we showed Joe we appreciate him. We definitely want to be down with you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Even though you wasn't the best lyricist or, you had enough potential that you made noise and you did it in your show. We respect that about you. You was a real dude from the street because I'm dealing with the crew. So that crew represents you. And that crew to us was the right thing to do. We wanted to go through that avenue. We wanted to get Joe's attention and show him that, we got what it takes when it comes to this hip hop thing. And we gave him the platform, just like he gave us the platform after he chose Pun. He didn't choose all of us. He chose Pun. And then after that, Pun stood with us because he neglects to know that part, that the love, the friendship, the struggle that we had as far as Full Eclipse, where we came from the neighborhood that he also comes from, that we stood together and showed that.
Well, I've heard him do interviews where he said that, I told him that put on these guys.
Yeah, but he downplays it.
Right, he does. He definitely does.
Oh, yeah, these guys. Oh, yeah, some guys who were rapping in the yeah, he downplays it. He downplays it. You can't downplay like that when that movement right there that we had, Full Eclipse movement, made you who you are. It made you get deals in front of the white collar people and excelling in the game you was in and made you look great for you to get those kind of paychecks. You know what I'm saying? It's just what you did after you got it.
His legacy definitely would not be what it is today without Pun, without you guys, because
100%. 100%. And, regardless if he was the one with the advanced information, the advanced connections, that's what he knew he had when he came to the game because he already did an album, Relativity. He already was in bed with those kind of CEOs and he was trying to show them that he has the potential to become a bigger, a bigger commodity when it comes to business. We was the actual product that he used to become a bigger commodity in that field. You know what I'm saying? So we made him look good. He forgets to do that. And he downplays that, goes back to him now. I'm the one who did this. I'm the one who did that. He wasn't that. He's not.
Well, it's because of you guys that he got the deal, the $10 million deal.
Of course. It's everything about us. that he became who he became.
Right.
He just an expert of extracting all that juice and all that stuff to the higher levels to make himself look like he's that dude when he wasn't. And, he thought that the schematic, the formula to his success was just, oh, look, I'm the one. I'm the guru. I could put people together. I'm the coach. I could make any team win. That's what he made it look like. When it's like, yo, you're forgetting the ingredients of the special team of the dudes and the people who really created this beautiful thing. And I'm part of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of me us shaping that formula for him. And he doesn't acknowledge it. And he actually doesn't fuck about acknowledging it. He just throws it down like it was nothing. And then when he got with the other artists, which he wanted to, because we made him look cool to other artists too, because he was popping through our talent. So it made him now could reach, he's a great sociable person. The way he could talk, he could gas, you know what I'm saying? And he could do what he does. He just knows how to be, when it comes to the power and the credits and the actual admiration for the talent, he takes it up on himself so he could look bigger. And it's been working for him. It's been working for him. Very selfish in that way. I despise that about him. Not giving people the credit that they deserve. That's one thing that I definitely could say out there that I hate about him. You know what I'm saying? A person that's a thief to me. You're taking, our credit, our accolades, our responsibility behind the talent that made Terror Squad become what Terror Squad was. Because Terror Squad still ain't shit. Joe owns 100% of it, and none of the other rappers have no percentage in Terror Squad. You understand? So if they feel like, they're cool with that, they're cool with that. Not me. I'm part of the foundation blocks. So I deserve more credit than that. Pun deserves more skin in the game when it comes to that, to the label. Because Pun is the reason why your Terror Squad label, blew up.
Right. Because if you think about it, right, who else has come out under that? Remy and Joe had that album together, Platos o Plomos, after she got out of prison, but she hasn't put out another solo album, right? Tony hasn't put out hasn't put out an album at all.
None of them. You don't have to go through all of them. None did. But they're happy with that, I guess. They're happy with it because
I don't think that he should receive credit for DJ Khaled because Khaled didn't put anything out underneath him.
No, I think he does. I think he should. DJ Khaled was messing with Joe.
But he got big once he got away from Joe, though.
Yeah, well, I don't even sound like I'm even backing up Joe. I'm just trying to tell you that Fat Joe embraced DJ Khaled when he was nobody.
Yeah.
It was nobody. And I'm sure that through Khaled's journey, he used the Fat Joe juice because we was on top of the world when Pun was out. So Terror Squad was a big brand. So I'm sure that DJ Khaled is a smart enough individual to align himself with certain people with power. And he used that power, the Fat Joe juice, the Terror Squad juice, to move up the ladder. So,
okay, let me rephrase it. I don't think that he deserves as much credit.
Khaled does nothing but take another person's record and talk over it. What he does.
Well, he produces some of the beats, right?
But even those beats most of them are beats that are already out that he remixes, like Puffy.
Right, I guess you're right.
So it's like, you want to give Puffy the credit of being a producer. All right. But that he's just remixing a beat that somebody else probably gave him. Or, he made up, but it's a remix of something else.
He has the vision to what's going to be a hit.
He knew the vision because he was in the game. And he could see what the insiders were looking for. What spot, what lane can he fit in? And he made that lane. Where he knew all the artists already. So it's easy for you to get him in the studio because you're going to interview them. Or you're going to give him, he had his own radio station in Miami and he was moving up because he's a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy. But what did DJ Khaled ever create on his own?
Well, didn't he select which artists to put together on the track?
He used other people's talent to gain his power. He used their relationships. Oh, yeah, I can get Rihanna on the song. Oh, yeah, I can get, Rick Ross on the song. Relationships. Was it talent? You got some talent in the wheels of steel, like a DJ, where you could blend? We never seen that from Khaled. He just had the exclusive. What DJ Clue did back in the days in New York, You know what I'm saying? The R&Rs and you know, rated R's back in the day in mixed world. That's what he took. He took the mixtape DJ approach to it, and he capitalized that because he was inside inside the industry, and he found a budget for it. You know, he took what these people did, um, action pack, all of these street DJs, and he made it a big thing. That's all he did. Now that's the job of a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I think he is the real DJ. Don't get me wrong. He's a real DJ.
Let me rephrase that. Joe deserves some of the credit, but not as much as like he says in the interviews. You know what I'm saying? For Khaled, because he acts like he deserves like almost like everything, like that Khaled's where he is today because of Joe completely, and I don't think that's true.
Of course. And if he was asking for the right amount of credit to what he's done, I don't think nobody should be shy with his giving him credit for it. Like I give him credit for it. Nigga, you took out, you know what I'm saying, a couple, you know, several individuals from the Bronx from poverty and situations where you put them in you know, your relationships with them, put them to catapult them into making money, to a different stratosphere when it comes to the social, you know what I'm saying, uh, the social
Economic
level of their lives, and you put them where you could showcase them from your hood. That comes with recognition. You put pun on, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be pun. He wouldn't be pun if Fat Joe wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, give him the chance to, you know, be heard or get put on his platform. So we give him that. I gave him that. I gave him the fact that, yo, at least, you know, you got me a deal. You know, you let me in because my brother was so dope. And, you know, regardless if it took you a minute to realize my talent, you still gave me the shot to shot my deal, give me a deal and give me the chance to be out there in the world and showcase my talent. Give him that. But when you take advantage in business, whatever way, business, whatever. And it's to a point that we have to break up now. And you see me breaking up when I'm or having a problem with it, and I'm voicing my opinion, and you are still demanding your way and you doing your things your way without any thought of my personal love for my family, because we know each other as friends. So if you're not going through that, like you care about me, regardless if it's business, I don't care what you're talking about. You still got to do right by business. I was giving you 20%. You know, I'm paying you for your actual actions. It's not like you're giving me anything for free. So I expect you to work for me. Now, if that's a problem with you, that's the ego. That's the ego. You know what I'm saying? And the ego took him with me and him anyway, took us to that you know, that place where I couldn't stand that no more because I had to judge. I have to be my own judge, a jury, to select this guy to represent my voice, to do, you know, to me hand them my career in his hands and say, you know, do the right thing by me. So I didn't see that. He showed me who he was in that lawyer's office,
right
when he said what he said. So after he had to say what he said for me to distance myself from him and say, you know what, enough is enough. I know where your mind is. I know where your business mind is. You're not in it for me. You're not in it for me. You don't care about me like that. Where I want to go with mine. So we had a difference of opinion, but he took it to, now he thinks he could take it to, you know what I'm saying? Where he takes it to, you know, the jealousy part, that now it's us against you, make me look like, you know, I'm the liar. So he went through those ways to go out his way to stop me from showing my talent to the world now. Since I don't want to be down with his, you know, his avenue of coming out and showing my talent. Now, since I'm not with him, I'm against him. So if he would have did it in an honorable way, if I did something foul, if I did something that, you know, saying merits the fact of you going against me and shutting me down because, you know, I'm this and that, I'm foul like this. If it was real, merited, it's one thing. But when you do it to a nigga that was extra real, extra had love for you, extra, you know the story because I came through you. You know what my mindset was at. You know what my intentions were. As far as family, as far as crew, I got a resume. For you to go against that and make me look like the opposite and turn everything around because you have the power to, that's where I have a problem. That means that you show me how fake you are.
Yo, Q, back up a little bit because you getting cut off. Yeah.
You see my forehead?
Yeah, your big ass 10 head. All right.
Lucky for us, you don't show us your forehead. Yo, you got the nerve. You got the nerve.
So not too long ago, Joe was doing an interview where he brought you up. He didn't mention you by name, but
They never will.
But he was saying how he's so loyal to his friends and he hates flying, but his friends got into some beef with people that got beef with him. He brought up the situation with DJ Khaled in Puerto Rico where you chased them around the car. Joe says he got on a plane and flew there to protect Khaled. Then he also brought up the pit bull situation when he got punched in the face.
Where was Joe? But where was Joe? If he fly all the way from wherever he's at to show how much he loves Khaled because he tries to protect him from the Joe haters that are in the world. Where was Joe in the Connecticut situation? When he was there, his crew got into a beef. The whole crew was fighting to represent for the right moral, and was there to fight, where it was a brawl, like real street friends, regardless. I used to do that. We used to do that for free. We used to go to project parties and we had a problem. We all fighting again, and that shows the meaning of crew. What happened when he was in that situation and he was halfway to New York and left his crew behind? When he was in the States, but I'm saying, I'm just giving you the metaphor where he doesn't know Khaled, he knows us, or the people I was with that grew up with Joe. But he leaves us in the drop of a dime. But yet, out of nowhere, he meets Khaled, they're associates, but he lives in Miami, Florida. This nigga's in New York, wherever he's at. He's going to get out of bed and say, oh, I love Khaled so much that I'm going to take a plane, something that I don't do because I'm scared of fucking flying, but yet I'm going to go and be there for my friend. You think that was the motive of why he did that?
Well,
it's not.
What do you think about people saying
it's to show off and prove out? He did that anyway to do that, whatever, if he did do it. But he did it for a business reason. He did it because, he knew the inner politics of how valuable Khaled was and what direction Khaled was going. Did he show up anywhere around Puerto Rico when I was there? Never. Never. Nowhere to be seen. Was he out there? Maybe he was. I don't think he was out there for the right motives that he's saying. That he was there to protect Khaled and he came to see me. And he put the pressure on me to leave Khaled alone. Never. Never. So a sneaky dude could always do that. He could act like he was there. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. Well, all I know that when I was in Puerto Rico terrorizing these niggas that was actually, play hating me on my move to success and try to be part of the industry, none of them niggas is to be found. Actually, I was the aggressor to put pressure on all of them. And I put the pressure on them, not with a bully mind state. I came to them with an invitation of, yo, listen, I don't understand what problems me and that other guy got, but it's not between me and you. So you as a DJ, you as a producer, you as a radio personnel, you shouldn't have a problem with me because I don't have a problem with you. And the minute you say, oh, I can't, you show me a slight, gesture of fear that you are more afraid of that guy, or you can't do it because that guy is telling you not to do it. Then, of course, the Cuban link motion is going to have to come and do what he does. And that's to challenge that. And that's to be like, yo, you scared of that dude? You should be triple scared of what I'm going to do to you. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying?
What do you say to the people that say that Joe thought you guys were right behind him when he left in Connecticut?
They know. Whoever was there knows. I know because by the time we got to New York, Joe was in front of Pun's house trying to get to Pun first so he could try to downplay the whole situation of Pun because, Pun would have flipped him. He said, yo, you left the niggas there? So he tried to make it look like I started the whole thing. He tried to really get to Pun. That's why Pun came out of his house over there in Rosedale Avenue. I mean, not Rosedale, Bronx River Avenue where he was living at the time because he was changing locations of where he was living. It was in Liza's mom's house, and they were staying there. So when I got there, Pun already came to me asking, yo, why you started shit already with that? So I was like, I had to tell Pun the real story. I said, yo, my nigga, this is what happened. And that's when Pun was just like, he had to let it go and know that I was telling him the truth. And then me and Joe started having a little argument. I said, how you gonna leave us? How you gonna leave niggas there, my nigga? And it was a big thing because everybody that survived the whole situation was right in that circle in front of Pun's house that day. And Pun was just like, he knows I wasn't lying. Pun had to stay shut and go, it was what it was. It was just that type of situation. Like, yo, regardless, I started it. I started it because I had to start it. Nigga played me. How many situations y'all niggas started when y'all started? That wasn't even no reason behind it. Y'all just start trouble, and I'm there for y'all. So the minute that I start something because niggas started, y'all don't want to validate, you gonna gas it up like I'm the star. I got people in the crew hurt. You're telling all that to people instead of saying, yo, shit went down, my nigga. You know, they disrespected Q. Q wasn't wrong. He had to do whatever he do. We took a little loss because, you know what I'm saying, the crew did the right thing and they backed up Q and niggas was fighting forever. Instead of saying that, he chose to put the blame and snitch. Go like that. That's what I call a dirty rat snitch by pointing fingers to our inner crew saying it's my fault. You know, so I have no respect for that. And that's the way I think. And I think any real nigga thinks that way. But
Joe has told the
yeah,
story though, right? Was it on Drink Champs or somewhere? I forgot.
yeah,
He spoke about it, but he blamed you. He did blame you.
Of course he blames me. Of course. And then he says that's the only loss we ever had.
Right.
But yet in other podcasts, I took losses all my life. Like he's the survivor of losses, and he's the comer of the struggle and the troubles. That's what he says. But like I said, you got to YouTube and clip out the hypocritical part of it. This nigga's whole life because he's the biggest hypocrite ever. You know what I'm saying? And he thinks he's smart by just lying. Liars are being credited with being smart. That's the crazy part about the world we living in today. The liars are being credited for being smart. And that's crazy to me.
He did bring up the Pitbull situation too, and he said that he protected Pitbull when Pitbull got into that situation with you. That was at Jimmy's, right?
I squeezed the truth out of I'm the type of nigga who squeeze the truth out of these liars. So now he says that there, right? But yeah, he'd be like, yo, yeah, it's Pitbull. No, Pitbull was, his own thing. He tried to separate behind the scenes. They're all working together. He's the one who put Pitbull on me. Trying to, another nigga that's in the industry right now, he's Cuban. He's coming up. He had the backing from people from Miami. The business circle has him, on target to be like the next one they're going to open the budget to. And Joe knows this. So Joe gave him the incentive since he's the Spanish emperor, the one who brought out Pun. He got all the credit. He got every label in the bag. They come to him for advice. They come to him to consult with him. And that was part of that agenda. Get at Cuban. They did that to me with Don Omar. When Don Omar was on top of the world, they came to me behind the scenes and labels and said, yo, get at Don Omar. Fuck that. Try to spew the hate for me to hate Don Omar. I said, no, never. I know that guy. He's a good guy. That's before Scandalous. So I know what they did to Pitbull. And Pitbull took the bait and bit. Oh, fuck it. So that's why he said it on Drink Champs. It was a business move. It was that. They don't want to go into the facts that I'm trying to tell you that those are the facts. But that's why he did it. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he can live with the shame that he took another, Cuban brother from his native land to stop him. The rightful, the rightful heir to the throne when it came to that. Instead of giving me props and helping me get my message out and my talent out, he chose to go against me and tear me down with the fakers and the agenda of the industry that was down with Joe. So that's why I don't respect Pitbull, even though he apologized. I think it's another part of the apology that he needs to take care of, and that's let's do a song together, baby. let's show the world what we really got. Since you got the podium and you got the stage to make it happen, let's show what what we could do together as Cubans, as hip hop artists, and as dudes that that could make something beautiful.
Well, you guys could definitely do the Latino style and everything.
But it's not in his realm because he feels the way they feel also. He's just trying to do PR work. And I'm grateful that he apologized. I'm grateful. But, they still doing the fake hypocritical things behind the scenes in the business world to try to stop me, saying, and not give me that green light to do really what I want to do, which is, show my talent to the world and bring out great music. That's it.
Were you surprised though when Joe recently spoke about those two situations?
I'm not surprised at nothing. I'm not surprised that anything in this world could offer me right now. I know. You know what I'm saying? I know deep in my gut, I know the truth. In my knowledge of the game, of my experiences with these dudes, on their character judgment, I know people. I know what they do. And that's me. I'm not the messiah or the guru of telling the future or anything, but I already know certain characteristics in the game and the agenda, how they follow this music industry model where they have to act or play a certain kind of game for them to get accepted to the elites. You know what I'm saying? So I see that, and that's been the game over 20 years. Joe is definitely a follower of the model of you know what I'm saying? Suck up to the big guy to get ahead. Betray your mother, your family members to get ahead. These rituals that are done, and they are, the baloney smoking, soldiers that just do anything to get on. And Joe still has that characteristics flaw in him, where he'll sell out his people just to get up ahead in the game. And the problem with him is that he doesn't realize that, or he doesn't recognize, even though you do that, you can make it up to the guy you did that to when you're with a bigger power. But you're in a bigger, plateau in the game. You could help that, bring it back, and do a difference, make it right. He doesn't know.
So you're saying that it's never too late to fix things.
Right. Some things are too late too, but even though the gesture of you trying to do that
means a lot.
Means a lot. Means a lot. You know what I'm saying? But instead, he tries to cover up the tracks that he's done that to people, those people that helped him. And it's obvious the people that helped him. It's just that, it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? How there's not a movement really for the truth to get out there and give the right people the right merit. You know what I'm saying? I fight for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like no lies in my history. Say the truth. Say the truth so we could get this hip hop thing right. So we could get the timeline right. So we could get the right credits and the right attributes to those MCs or those artists who really, really meant something to the game. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing the business thing and know how to, pull the rug underneath those, because maybe you're slicker, smarter, a lot bigger liar. And that's what we getting the credit to those people instead of the ones who really actually deserve the merit.
You're a big baseball fan, right?
Not really. I used to be all of that. Baseball fan, football fan.
But you're Latino. You're supposed to be a big baseball fan, right?
Stereotyping me, you big headed panda. Yeah, I thought panda was black and white. They're not racial. You're a racial panda. That's crazy.
Right. Okay, so what did you think about the whole Yankees and Dodgers situation with Joe performing and a lot of people gave him a bunch of flack about it?
That's just what karma does. I think that he was in a big stage. He showed his performance skills to the world by himself.
Do you think it was warranted? You think it was warranted, like how bad it was, or? I
mean, listen, a real MC is a real MC. He knows how to master the crowd. He knows how to, be the maestro of ceremony. He knows how to do that. He knows how to, do what he needs to do at the right moments. That was a big event. That was a big. Now, if I'm trying to pump up energy to my team, to my city, to my state, I think I would have came out there with a different attitude. I would have did everything I could, more creative. I would have prepared a little, bigger because that stage right there was a big stage where it was going to be, worldly renowned for being shown across the world, and there was a representation for all of that. You know what I'm saying? From your history to your skills as an MC, you know what I'm saying? Regardless. I don't think the energy was there with him. I think, that's what happens when you play a business mind and then the artist hat. And you could see Joe was never really an artist. He didn't really have the artist hat on. He's a dude that he likes the business end of it more. The jerking people of their business out more, the jerking the artists and taking credit for that more. That's a metaphor, my metaphor for the whole situation was that. It's like a real artist would have enjoyed that stage, would have enjoyed that moment. A New Yorker would have fucking lost their mind and really ran around the bases and went crazy because he was so happy that, his state was out there. And, we really, it's just a competitive sport, even though baseball was Joe's like favorite sport. He played softball all his life. He would have been more energized for that. And instead he just acted like, I think he folded as MC to perform out there the way he should have. And then Ice Cube did that, next one. They had
right. See, that's the thing though. When they showed the reaction from the Yankees team members to his performance, and then all of a sudden they show like Ice Cube performing and the Dodgers team members like reaction to his performance, it made Joe's performance look even worse though. That like, who you perform. Yeah.
Well, that's because it is what it is. It's just it was a business move to Joe, and certain situations in our field, in our music industry field, where we take pride for our music, and we show the world why we love the song, and perform it the way that a real MC is supposed to. I think Ice Cube did it the right way, even though the energy on Ice Cube wasn't even as high as I think they performed, with the energy the same time, but the lyrical content of the words, of the feel, of the whole situation was different,
right?
Because of what it captured, the song quality of it, and I think Ice Cube just stands for what he believes in as an artist. Remember, Ice Cube is an artist MC for real. He was the one writing a whole NWA's songs, Eazy-E's. His catalog is from an artist. Joe is from a business perspective. Never wrote anything that makes him feel proud. You can see it. You see it in between the two. And just the crazy.
Wait. You're saying that he wrote nothing?
I'm just saying he didn't write anything that makes him feel proud. When you're an MC, when you're a writer, you be proud for what you write.
I see what you're saying.
You capture something, and it's proven that song, the lyrics captivated a moment in your life. It's from your sweat, your blood, sweat, and tears, from your pen to your pad. Joe doesn't have that. He doesn't have that feeling, and it's shown. It's shown. I mean, he's, I know he's. You're going to give him the outweigh of, he's trying to juggle two things. You got to be a smart businessman and be a businessman and be an artist too. No. I'm trying to tell you from the get-go. Joe has never been authentic with his pen. It was people around him. It was niggas like me, niggas especially like Pun, especially like Armageddon, especially like the whole Terror Squad crew that helped him. And when it wasn't them, it was people like King's Son. It was people like, other people that was around him, Lil Wayne, French Montana, that you could see their merit on top of that song, that song was a hit. You could see their influence in it. You could see their lyrics in it. You see them being part of it. So he never made something. I thought even Flojo, we could go back to Flojo and be like, at least he made that one. Oh, shit is real.
Well, but then King's Son claims that he wrote Flojo.
It was King's Son. You understand? King's Son just didn't, he did. He probably said it out there. Salute to King's Son. That's Uncle Son. So even him, he took credit for doing it. And I remember being around from the neighborhood, seeing King's Son around the neighborhood, being an influence to Joe. So Joe's always been a businessman, knows how to put things together because he knows the business. He got the connections. He's never been a real artist. And that's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying though, because like when you write something and it's personal, the way you speak it out.
It's always personal. When you write something, it's always personal. It comes from you.
I know, but what I mean though is like when you speak it out, the way that it comes out, the conviction that you speak with is a lot different than when somebody else writes your words.
Especially being all these years in the game. Mm-hmm. Same way we expect a whole different type of level of MCing or performance from you. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. He let the whole world down there, but he still passes by. He still went on and did what he did. But we've seen us personally, that part. That's what I think. But I tend to look too deep into certain things. You know what I'm saying? I could get a lot of things from that y'all probably won't get.
I understand why they chose Ice Cube, but if they didn't choose Joe, who do you think the Yankees should have chose to perform?
Me. The underdog. Me, the underdog. Me.
What song would you have come out with? Warriors?
Warriors. Perfect for that one. I don't want to go po. I want to go rah rah. No, I would have.
Let that
I would have made up a
motherfucker
whole.
go.
I would have made a whole new song for that. I would have made a whole Yankees anthem. That's what I would have did. A whole Yankees anthem. Better than New York. I would have made it better than that. I would have been set up for that. I would have wrote something that would have inspired the whole energy of that time, that stadium, the movement, the hip hop. That's me as an artist. I would have did a whole special tribute to them. And whoever could have did that, I think would have been the right choice. You know what I'm saying? I think DMX, if he was alive, would have been it. You know what I'm saying? To tell the truth.
I felt like Jay would have been a good choice.
No, they used Jay already.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They already had Jay there. So, you know. And now looking back, I don't think Jay would have been a good choice with him with this 13-year-old girl thing.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, okay? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Okay, you saw the Smooth interview, right? Where he spoke about being in the studio.
Smooth, yes, sir. Smooth always been a real one, a good one. He's been taken out of conversations since he wasn't been brought out like that. And the reason why I told you, interview that brother, is not because, he takes my side. He just knows the truth, and he's a humble dude that's going to speak it the way he saw it, the way he processed it, and the way it was. Yeah. And that's the reason I told you, yo, my nigga, Smooth, when you asked me who's Smooth, and he didn't go through me, he told you.
Yeah, he reached out to me directly.
And then when you reached out and said, yo, who's this guy? I told you who he was. But I haven't talked to Smooth in 16, 17 years. You understand? So he got his own recollection of what the truth was. But I give anybody the welcome. Yeah, he was there. Just as the fact he was there, and I'm wondering in my mind what you're gonna say. And I don't preparate those people. I don't do that.
Right.
I don't go tell them, yo, don't speak bad about. Speak your truth, brother. Just like I said, I told you if you ever get to interview Joe, speak your truth. Let me see if I watch it in a way of let me see if I could even see how he might have came up with that. But when I see flaws and rise and you're trying to change history because you have a motive, then I can see that. And I just want to recognize the snakes, and I want to recognize the real, who, because in this society, this is that we're living on. Oh my God, we can see it to the highest level of transgender dude trying to act like they're a real woman. So the lying part of life right now is it stretches from every subject of the world, every topic. So it's crazy that we're living in this thing, and they call it woke culture, but it's like they're woke, but they're trying to put you to sleep. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, I relate all of that, all them facts, how the status of the world is right now, to all these lies being told by these people that are in power, especially in the music industry, that they're trying to change the history, so they could suit them, and they're looking past the damage they're doing with their lies and the credit they're taking from other people, and really the damage they're doing, man, to the game. And it's been a way of life for them. So right now we can really see them in action coming out and showing us this, like, how retarded do you sound, or how crazy are you are. Like me, I sit back and say this, but it's like, it's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. I see the temperature of the world. That's why I told you before, gangsters are the biggest snitches. Liars are the biggest truth tellers. Like, it's upside down. And it's not just in this music game. It's everywhere.
Right.
It's everywhere. So, Joe is definitely a part of that.
It's crazy because, like, before I started watching some of the old interviews, and you've brought up Smooth plenty of times, I just forgot his name of who you were talking about, but you have brought him up before, Now, the clip in our interview, he said that there was a time where you guys were all in the studio and Joe started to make certain comments about, the Morenos have had their time. Now it's our time. And he felt like it was like an underlining racist tone to it, even though I asked him, I was like, could it have just been pro-Spanish? Like, isn't this, like, that's possible without you being racist. Yeah. But man, roll the clip.
like you said at the start of this, like a lot of people thought that I was Spanish. So, he would be on the movement of, us Latinos got to make it. We got to do this. We got to do that. And I'm listening like, wow, wow. Because this is, at the time, it was a lot of brothers doing the music, and he was coming in throughout, digging in the crates and all these other brothers that was putting him on. So I guess he felt like, damn, it's time for us to like take over. So I would listen to that and I would take heed to like, okay, it's kind of like a little racist, but it is what it is. It ain't nothing bad, but it's just like, I guess he was so pro Latino that he was really pumping that rhetoric at that time. He was trying to take it to another level.
Well, okay.
His Pun was the first one.
Let me play devil's advocate. Okay, so was it racist, or was it just that like he was really proud and trying to put on the other side of it because there wasn't really any prominent, you know what I mean, and that within the culture?
Well, I ain't going to downplay. I'm gonna tell you straight up. He was on some like the Moyo's been doing this for years. It's time for us to come in. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically how it was stated, and that's how I heard it. And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. It's pro. It's pro, but at the same time, it was a little bit of shade there, a little bit.
But he got put on by black artists, though.
It's what I was thinking the whole time I'm hearing that. But I'm saying to myself, who am I? I'm just here, just listening. I'm just taking in what he's saying. I'm taking in because I'm in a room full of black Latin brothers that are all in the music industry. You got to understand that too. I'm the only person there personally at the time that looked like I was. So I got in where I fit in, but here we go. That's the rhetoric that was pumped because he felt comfortable. He was in his own world at the time too. Like, you're in a closed environment. You got your people that look up to you, and you got
so
some
you
people.
Can say what you really feel.
Exactly.
Well, it's possible. It's possible. I think that's wrong to say. Now, if you say it where you demean them. Now, if he took it like he said, the ER, the hard ER, when he said Morenos, but when he said, damn Morenos, I'm sick of them, some jealousy part to it, then I understand. Me knowing if you're around me saying those things, I've been around there where Joe definitely told stories of that showed his racist side to it because he went through things in the past where he was being bullied by black people. So I understand it. I'm more understandable to that thing. But I don't think at the end of the day he shows racism. When it comes to one-on-one, I think he feels better than the black person. But I think as a whole culture, I think he knows how to embrace black and brown together. That's what I mean.
So with the conversation that Smooth was talking about, do you felt like that came across as like racist in any way?
I didn't take it as racist.
Okay.
Because maybe I'm desensitized from that. I'm desensitized because I'm inside the crew. Right. So I know the Spanish language well. I know our position well within the business stratosphere of the game. We all the only Spanish dudes that are making noise, and black people are embracing us. And it's really, he was taking it in the business, maybe tone of voice where it's like us against them, but yet we got to be that crew that stands out. But at the end of the day, the moral foundation is that we all in this together. And just because we're Spanish, we don't want it. We don't want to separate ourselves. I'm talking me, Pun. We don't want to separate ourselves that we black, we Spanish. We together in this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But as far as being a leader, he given that pro Spanish speech where it's like we have to stand out and even be better. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just, to put fire to us in that way. So I didn't think that. But if you're black and you're in that conversation, I can see where you might think that.
Right. Because then, like, we got to remember that Smooth has said that, like, he has passed for Spanish before. Like, people thought that he was Spanish, but he's just because of he's like a lighter tone, in his skin.
Like a little Dominican dude. Right. Puerto Rican. But we all are the same. There's black people that are charcoal in Puerto Rico and Cuba that you might think they're African or, they're black. We all together, man. That's the whole foundation of what our movement is. That's including my words when my stand on that category, Pun's stand on that category, Stacey's stand on that category. So, Joe had that, I didn't have that upcoming where black people treated me a certain way because I was fluorescent white. It is hard being fluorescent white in the hood. It is. So I understand his thing, and I understand when he had to fight for it, and you know what I'm saying, and become that accepted by the most majority of black and brown people inside the hood that he came from.
But
I
black
understand
people
that.
put him on in the game, though, right? Because DITC put him on.
Yeah, but it's still in you. It's still in you if you went through that kind of oppression, if you really felt that. You know what I'm saying? Which you probably felt in the beginning when you're coming up young, but you have to fight, just like I did. I didn't know English, so I had to fight. You know what I'm saying? But to hold it to this day and age, like I said, man, I took that more of a little fire under our feet
So
to become
he was the
better.
coach giving you guys the halftime speech, basically.
Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
take it, but like I said, I heard him and Macho say stories where now is demeaning and being real racist to black people. Him and
Wait,
Macho.
what you mean?
The two white guys at the crew is him and Macho.
Okay,
and then you got Raul.
I know, but what is
you
the
got him and
story,
Macho.
though?
Macho was a fucking, he hung out with the Jewish guys. So he was really demeaning when it came to black people. And Joe would join that conversation,
Well, what is the story, though? Can you share the story?
I'm not telling you the story. I let them tell the story.
All right.
They're never going to say it. But it was real demeaning, racial shit.
Gotcha.
But that's within, you know what I'm saying, the camp of the Spanish guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think everybody does it. Black people do it. White people do it when they're amongst their own. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't want to even say they are or they aren't. But I know my beliefs. I know Punch believe. I know like Saces believe. When we came in, it's full of clips. I know the sick ones believe. We came in as we all is together. Now, if it was a minority of them niggas being racist in the back of their mind and saying racist shit, yes, Joe and Macho of the terrorist squad used to say a lot of shit that was racist.
All right. Well, since the last interview, right, Money Man has passed away. R.I.P. Right? Joe's brother. What was your relationship coming up with him?
I liked Money Man from the get-go. I seen it. I visited a crack spot that he had in Willis back in the day in the Bronx. He had a whole building that was serving through the hole in the wall in the building through outside. He had a line out there. So he had spots. He was the real drug dealer. He was the real dude that put Joe on as far as his money, his power, his influence in the streets, being part of that life. Joe was mostly the ghost in that, you know what I'm saying, taking credit for a lot. But it's only right. It's his brother, his family, and he got his street rep for that a lot. But yeah, Money Man had shit locked down in the drug game back in the days. He was dealing with my uncle, the one I call my uncle, Uncle B. So, you know what I'm saying, that was how that relationship went down. My uncle, Uncle B, had shit locked down like that 10 times in Lower East Side, Cherry Street. That's where the Full Eclipse story started. You know what I'm saying? That we went over there in the U-Haul and we performed it in front of that. And then that became the unifying point where we was introduced to Joe through that whole game. So that's why our shit is that real. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealers really putting things together. And Joe was the artist. He just got to deal with it. Relativity. He had Flo Joe out and all that. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was balling a little bit because his brother's help. Money Man was really getting that money in the street. And yeah, that's his brother. Yeah, they had a real relationship. I knew Money Man. I hung out with him, played softball with him, hung out regular thing. He was a outgoing dude, happy dude. Like he was he was humble. He was more humble than Joe. He was likable. He was a gasser, a liar, and all that, but he made it fun. He tells a story. He had
What
the
do you
charisma.
mean that he was a gasser and a liar?
Well, yeah, he lies too. They're criminal elements. So it's like he knows how to gas you if he needs to gas you. But it was done in an innocent way where it's like exaggeration, but outgoing, with likable. You know what I'm saying? Joe is more of a worse liar because you could be there and you can see how Joe, puts things together for his own sake. Money Man will tell a story and he'll involve everybody. And, it's nothing we're narcissistic about him. He was humble. He was down to earth. That's what I'm saying. And he was a dude that was really had that bread like that. So I always gave him that credit. I remember I seen after the whole me and Joe situation, the split up and the beef after I got cut, I seen Money Man in the club. I think it was Club New York. I think it was the same place where he shot shit up.
Oh shit.
I think it was that club, but it was nevertheless, it was a club And me and Joe already going at it. And I seen him there. And he was with Three Finger, I forgot his name, Three Finger Mike or Charlie or somebody. That just came out of jail. He was doing security that day. And I was coming out the door, like inside the club, it was a door that leads you to the exit. It's not really out the exit, but it's leading you to the passage of the exit. And I was coming out and he was coming in. He opened the door, like just happening. And he was with the Three Finger, I forgot his name, man. Three Finger something. It's a Spanish brother. He just came out of jail. He was working there. But we was all there. So I'm coming out and Money Man's coming in and Money Man saw my face. He said, "Yo, Cuban." And he got so stirred up and so shocked by him seeing me. Because I haven't seen Money Man after. Me and him was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that's his brother. I got beef with his brother. Of course you're going to act a certain way. But that day showed me this fear he had, which I didn't have I'm going to see this dude and I'm going to give it to him. I'm like flip on him. I always treated people like, yo, me and Joe beef is our beef. Regardless, he's your brother. But I got a problem with you. I got a problem with that nigga. So I never took anything personal with the rest of the squad until they showed me, since that situation that I seen him act that way, like shocked and try to tell me, yo, it's Cuban. That scaredness and that fear, I knew that they were being pumped a certain narrative when they was in that circle. So it made me go, damn, I know you're scared. I know you should be scared, but you really shouldn't if you really know me, because I would never approach you or try to set you up, punch you in the face. It's because you got a friendship or even an allegiance to this guy. As far as family, I understand that. I'm open-minded to that. So he must have thought that, wherever I'm at, I guess you got to give it to me or flip on me. And that was it, behind the scenes. So he really like jumped back and said, "Yo, Cuban, I don't care. We're going to fight." Now, he made a scene like Khaled. Remember I told you I approached Khaled?
Right.
Like, "No, Q, the Don. And he started yelling for like attention and for people to help him. That's what Money Man did that day. And I was just like, my nigga, me and Gilly was there. Gilly can tell you that. I don't know if he can tell you that, but yeah, we saw that and we was like, yo, why you acting? Look, you see that nigga? He was scared to death. Like, afterwards, I was like, what? Why do you want to do that to Money Man? Me and Gilly know Money Man. Money Man is from the street, like, you know what I'm saying? I seen him in other places, and he never reacted like that. So, that day he showed me the hate, the fake love, the setting apart, the actual message or the orders he was under, because he was caught by himself really, and he acted that way. So that means you already know when you think about that, it's like, oh, he was programmed to think that about me, to understand that I should give it to you. Like I have every motive to set you up to do you dirty wherever I see you. So I know he took that fear, and that fear was in him that day. But Money Man never did nothing personal to me that was foul like Joe did. I never did no extra stuff. I actually, I respect him from his history. He became a dope fiend later on in life.
That was going to be my next question, because I hear Joe all the time in interviews saying, "Oh, I have a brother I haven't spoken to in 13 years or something like that, or so-and-so amount of years because they're a drug addict." I didn't know if that was Money Man or not.
Well, he's the only one that really had it. Remember, he was a drug dealer, one of the biggest in the Bronx. Right. I give him credit for that, because I actually visited one of his spots. I remember the lines behind, cheese lines behind, where he had things locked down, and he was on top of the world, you know what I'm saying? And then I seen also him being a user and being that karma came around. He became an actual slave to the drug that he was selling and pumping out to the street. So that's karma in itself. But for Joe to have the nerve, not even the nerve, but you could see his character when he died. I seen a post that he put up. He was my idol. You was the reason I did this. You was that. Give him so much love. But yet in other interviews, he puts him down. He comments on his, he makes fun of him. In other words, he puts him through the whole worst. Like, I got brothers that are drug addicts, and it's a disease. Instead of just saying it's a disease and he's trying to help him, he like kicks in. To me, those conversations are like kicking a brother down, putting him out there as far as like he can't be trusted because he's a drug dealer. He does this. Like he's complaining about these guys. I remember him complaining about the Terror Squad crew when planning him, but doing their thing, and we helping him in the background. But yet he tells the world in magazines that we're lazy, that we're this. So I see him doing the same thing over and over. He does that to his own family. And they're really despicable, despicable. Just like it's despicable as when Charlie Rock died, he says, God doesn't like ugly. So
I've seen him in interviews say that, like, I haven't spoken to them in X amount of years, but they would be the first ones to show up if I died, and they'd be asking for my money and everything like that.
Yeah. Once again, man, like I said, man, I think we're old enough to know that we got to appreciate the person that are here living before they die, because we're in that age.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a lot of our peers, our friends, our family die, especially him. We saw a lot of people that was close to him die. You got Percy that just passed away that year. You got his brother. Then you got Raul. Then you got Full Flex, which was his right-hand man. So he's seen enough. So it's almost like these comments that I'm hearing after they pass away and the way that he treats them in a public manner when he talks about them is so hypocritical with each other, and so much like, to me, when he writes stuff like that after people pass away that's in a circle, it's like a relief that he got these people out of his life. That's how I take it, because I know the mentality of, he's the type to pay for your funeral too and look like the one that really cares. When in real life, he wasn't caring about him like that. You didn't take your brother. You didn't try to help your brother to the next time. You didn't try to help Charlie Rock to really kick the habit. You had him in a world where, them drugs right there could tempt them to go back into the wrong place. You had your brother in places where, you didn't give him that love that you needed as a brother to change his life if you really loved him. So I see it like that.
What's crazy is you brought up Percy. Did you have a relationship with Percy before everything?
I met Percy before I even know he was Terror Squad, but he was down with them. Once again, Gilly was there. We met in Sin City in a strip club, and I met the brother. And
was this the time with TA or no?
No, hell no. Okay. He was by himself in there. You know what I'm saying? We used to always go to Sin City. That was my place too. And this young black brother, comes up through Gilly. Gilly knew him, so whoever Gilly had love for, I embraced too. So he was like, yo, we introduced each other there, but he never was spoken about that he was part of TS. And regular, you know what I'm saying? Brother just coming out, we having a fun time in Sin City. And we tipping the bitches and we getting drunk. Come on, take a shot with me. So I had that experience with him. Afterwards now, I was so caught up and mesmerized by the time me and Percy had it in the club. I told Gilly, yo, who that nigga, man? He look familiar. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was mad cool. He said, yeah, that nigga from you fuck with like join him, like Terror Squad. So then I was like, so how the fuck you have me? He said, yeah, but he doesn't really mess with them. He just, he's affiliated with them. He just came out, whatever. I guess he just came out there. And he was just telling me that. And I was like, I remember I told Gilly, I said, yeah, boy, you have this nigga around me. If that's the case. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't see it too much bad because we had a good time. We had, you know what I'm saying?
But I can see what you're saying, though. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Maybe send a message back to the Terror Squad niggas inside. Yo, Q ain't that bad, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? He keeps that Joe situation between him and Joe. He didn't treat me, off balance with Joe. So maybe he could bring back that message to that inner circle. But instead, it was the opposite. It was the opposite. After that, then I guess he thought my kindness for weakness. And, saying Percy was the dude that actually put the, remember when that whole thing happened when I got snuffed on camera? He's the one who really put that out there. Behind the scenes, he's the one who actually took that security camera footage and he put the pressure on the club owners to put it out to make me look a certain way.
Oh, because you were saying that you could recognize the people laughing in the background.
Yeah, but no, he wasn't one of them. He's just, I know for a fact that he's the reason that gave the order to put that out. Because he had that much power, saying around them circles where he said, yo, put that shit out. And he put it out, you know what I'm saying? And then, so he showed me also that he wasn't part of my side. He's not down with me. He's down with Joe. And he didn't respect nothing about me when we met with each other. And he took it, a certain way. And that's weakness, I guess. And he started spreading that. So he was definitely with Joe and him, against me. So, you know what I'm saying? But then I found out he just passed away. You know what I'm saying? He got whatever stabbed up in the club. I don't know nothing about that. But you know, it's sad to hear that he, he passed away, because a lot of people had love for him. And I think even at the end, I think he was going in his own way, besides him, saying being a Terror Squad member and having love for Joe, and that end where he takes all kind of Joe beefs and he puts himself there, because he never did that with me either. Except he was humble and he was cool with me when we ever met. But then I seen other situations, even when I was in Bang Bang Boogie. You know what I'm saying? I seen a little situation where we was filming a video, and he goes over there and talks to Lord Tariq and my son and Focus. You know what I'm saying? With that whole shit where you know what I'm saying, Rick Ross was coming to Castle.
Right.
That whole era right there. He was there trying to, and I remember I was in the car, and I didn't want to really speak to him because he didn't really want to, speak to him. He got people, like, instead of calling out for me and, let me holler at you for a second, Cupid. I still entertain a talk from some people. He never asked me to come on it. Instead, he asked all the people that was around me, the Bang Bang Boogie members. And I remember he was talking to them. And they came back and was like, yo. And that's when I think Bang Bang Boogie didn't have a big problem with Rick Ross coming to that area and filming a video there. That was Percy was behind that. I was there. Now, I know he planted the seed there, whatever it was. None of them came back and said, yo, you know what I'm saying, that they don't fuck with me because of Percy or nothing like that. But that was a change of where I guess the other Bang Bang Boogie members recognized the power. They respected Percy in that level, and they started backing off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They respected his word, and they didn't really go in as hard as we was going at the time. So, Percy was a tool that just like I said, Raul was somebody he used like that tool to stop my deals. But in a never in my face with the old, but they definitely prep up the hate and they're going against the anti-Cuban movement all the time from behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Through others. So, you know what I'm saying? But, R.I.P. Percy, man.
You know what's crazy is that, like, I remember TA telling me that Percy and Joe were having issues. This was like last year or something, and then Percy was down to do an interview, but he wanted a lot of money for the interview because, I mean, him and Joe been cool since they were in kindergarten or whatever. Something
Joe
like
was never
that.
there. Percy was never there when we started the whole Full Eclipse Fat Joe movement.
Right.
Never. He never been around. And they could say that. They made up a story, I think. Or maybe there was kindergarten friends.
Right.
But Percy was never part of the movement of music with us. Never. Now, Pistol Pete's different. He traveled, he got locked up, but he was traveling with us on the road before Pun became Pun and we started the Terror Squad thing. Pistol Pete was. But not Percy. I never seen Percy in my life ever do anything for Terror Squad when I was there. So he didn't help that movement. Now they painted that as whatever they painted him to give him the power, maybe so and that's a good thing to do when you're in inside the business. So you could manipulate with the Terror Squad. And just like I told you, Khaled moved with that repertoire so he could be in a bigger position. That's not bad. I understand that.
But
Percy was never there with us ever.
But if you analyze the Instagram posts and everything, right? Nobody from TS besides Pistol Pete was liking his posts, was commenting, all that stuff, like for the last year of his life, But then when it was announced that he had died, I was waiting for people from TS to speak on it. And it took a while. And then Joe finally posted about it and did the thing that you were talking about, like, my friend.
I think maybe there was an odds. And I took that because of what the TA interview was. And even Hocus to a certain point. I felt like they say certain things that I felt like, oh, he's not getting his merit, huh? All the work that nigga putting in. And he not getting, rewarded with the same type of credit that his actions reveal. When it comes to like the street things. Him backing Joe up in certain situations that he know could have been really bad for Joe, but since Percy was there, he squashed them. He made other people believers. I remember when I came out with but I reposted the star thing about, the paperwork with Joe. I remember Percy on his live on Instagram, he was going live, so I tuned in. I don't know where that shit came up in my feed, so I pressed it, because it was going bonkers. The internet was going crazy at the time, and Percy was live, and he was calling me out my name. He was saying, oh, I'm a bitch nigga. Oh, this nigga just starting shit up, lying on people. That nigga's the snitch. He telling me that I'm the snitch. Some situation with Frankie. And I'm like, wow. Percy, you're supposed to be a real nigga, right? And if you in the tune to the streets like that, you know my situation. I told y'all that it's the truth. My shit is golden in the streets when it comes to that, the snitching and allegations and all that. But it was funny to me that he was going so hard for Joe. Maybe because it was his best friend, I understand, but to put lies on me, like on my jacket, and start saying that, oh no, he's the one, like I'm the one that did this and that. And I know, and he knows, because you know the Hova nigga was involved in this situation with me. They know, even my enemies know I could never be a snitch. Instead, I'm the other nigga. I'm the other nigga. I'm the one who protect niggas from.
You don't think it's possible he got bad information or anything?
But a real nigga like that, bad information doesn't exist. To talk out sideways like that about somebody else. Now you could call me, yeah, I'm on my name about, you know, I'm talking too much or I'm a piece of shit because I'm putting niggas in situations. But to say like real action shit and try to reverse it about real facts that, you know, at the end of the day, when it comes to that Frankie shit, I've been the real nigga and I stood a real nigga. Sebastian, Frankie's man, could vouch for that. When they come back and say, yo, I salute you, Q. We was wrong about you. For them niggas not to do that and to keep running with the same model of trying to put me down on some shit just because their man got accused of it. And it's definitely more real that your man is that than me. Because my shit, there's people alive out here that could tell you how I played the situation. And I should get saluted. So for him to run with that, I was like, this nigga's definitely on his side against anybody.
Wait, who's Frankie and Sebastian? Who are you talking about?
There was a situation that, you know what I'm saying, where niggas, they caught a homicide and, you know, I was around that situation.
Was this where you got subpoenaed? The thing that happened?
Right.
Got you. Okay.
Right. And then things happen. But, you know, I played myself in that situation as the realest nigga in the world. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't know nothing anyway. Right. It's not even, you know, but I was there. I was around the time that happened. So they subpoenaed me because, you know, saying they thought they hung out with this nigga. And this nigga was, you know, my friend and all of this. But, you know, I never got subpoenaed because I never went to court. But other niggas did. And they found out who was the snitch. That's what I'm saying. They found out who was the snitch.
Got you.
So after you find that conclusion out and you're a real nigga, you don't throw that on my jacket just because your man got thrown that jacket on, because it's really a situation we want to know about your man. Because that's a statement here that says he snitched. And he involved Pistol Pete with him. All that. So we want to find out, you know, this is not me making up things. This is real statements from a affidavit or whatever it was, a statement that your man wrote. So instead of him getting mad at that nigga and finding out, I feel a real nigga moves, finding out, yo, why is this shit coming out? Why is that you? That's your handwriting. Finding out things like that so he could be on point about snitches. And if you're doing any illegal activities with this guy, you should be on point because you should be happy that I'm saying this because it is. You turning it around without knowing, and you just, or unless you're hiding the facts for him and you're protecting that nigga, knowing that this is true, you know, and involve something that you know is true about me, instead of making that, you know what I'm saying? Don't even say it, because you should know that I stood gangster on that plateau and that field when that situation came my way. I kept it gangster 100. You know what I'm saying? Even though those niggas turned on me. And they give me credit for that on a real note. And came out and say, yo, Q's a real nigga for that. They said it to me, you know. Shout out to Sebastian. You know, we seen each other one day. He said that to me. But the rest of them niggas went along with the whole shit. Oh, no, this nigga's still this nigga's still that. Just because of the hate with this music shit, dope. You know what I'm saying? So that rubbed me the wrong way about Percy. And then I said that with the Bang Bang Boogie situation about when Percy was locked up and he had power like that in the street. And that's why I didn't go visit Hocus. That's what I meant. Yeah, all of those moves to me, you know what I'm saying, even Hocus floating to that side a little more because the relationship he had with Percy and then him with Joe, I already seen that. So, like I said, man, I had nothing but respect for them, the whole family. I love all of them. You know what I'm saying, as MCs and people I spend time with, but I can't fuck with them when it comes to real life. You know what I'm saying? Their choices are not choices that I know is going to be beneficial to me, in my career, in my safety, because you're dealing with the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Regardless how much love you have for Percy. Percy could have been a real nigga and all that, but he was just on the wrong side. And I can't afford that. You know, me being a nigga that I say I am, militant, you know, business on my own mindset, my own vision. My shit included all of y'all, but y'all should include him with my enemy with me, and I can't have that. And that's all. It's for self safety, for self. My road does not include this nigga Joe. Your road actually includes this dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all it was. Simple as that. But like I said, personally, I never had I shared nothing but good stories with her. A good story with Percy. And I thought he was a cool dude until I found out. Now I have to be militant. Oh, he fucked with that dude? Oh, nah, I didn't even gonna try to set me up. But then I seen his like gestures and his comments and his speech about me in certain situations. I was like, oh, this nigga's more a snake than I thought. Because real niggas know how to just be, you know what, I'm gonna stay away from that. Q's right, Joe's right, whatever, but they stay away from it and they don't talk. Now, when I see you talking on behalf of my enemy on lies and try to put lies on me, I feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And I got to be cautious about that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, rest in peace, Percy. He was loved, respected in the streets. I heard his funeral was packed. I heard he's really missed by his friends, family, and those that met him. And like I said, I had a good memory with him I'm glad it happened because it shows you what people do, in a person. I mean, I'm a personal nigga. If I'm fucking with you and, we had cool, I don't need to lie about you. You know what I'm saying? Even though you fucking with the other nigga, I don't be like, that nigga's a piece of shit. He did this and started inventing lies on you. I was just like, my nigga, he got his own way of thinking and he got the right to do that. He fighting for his war, his fight. I can't, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you say that, then it's respected. But once you start taking sides and getting caught up with fake information other people are giving you and being a spokesman for something you don't even know about, well, if you hate me, just say you hate me, nigga. I respect that more. Don't act like you down with me or you friendly with me. Just say what you feel. And that's all it is, man. That's been the road for me, trying to bring out the snakes. And I'm glad for it, regardless how much those that came out and say those hateful words about me or those that different perspective of me and the lies other people put on them and expose that of themselves. I'm grateful for you exposing that. That means that I know, and I like knowing. Knowing is after battle, I'm done with that G.I. Joe concept from now. I'd rather know what's in front of me and the size of it, especially behind me. So I like to know the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you have a fear of getting too close to people?
Yeah. Well, in that case, I would say fear is a good thing. You need that fear to protect yourself sometimes against yourself. So having fear on that level where you have to be overprotective of people getting close into your circle so they could take the information you give them or the vision you show them and use it against you, yeah. I'll say yes.
But like even the people that you have in your personal life, like,
Yeah,
family and stuff, do you keep
I
them
can't
at a
turn that shit
distance?
off. I think that's a good thing, though. I think that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I don't shun out. People usually, I learned that through my life. People shun themselves out. You know what I'm saying? When you don't give them the leverage or the rope to really save them. You gotta give a motherfucker a rope and see if they hang themselves with it. That's what I believe in. I'm not fearful to have somebody in my circle and convey their words or their thoughts with me uh, and let them get away with it. I question it. I see it. I got enough wisdom. That's where wisdom comes in. That's why these gray hairs are merited and it's beautiful to me. Instead of trying to, dye my beard or change the color of who really I am. So, I believe that those strands of wisdom help humans throughout years. That you went through these things and you've seen this before. When they trying to do, throw the lies in there, throw the gas in there, like you're not understanding what it is. And then you have to judge, you have to be critical of those you choose because that's the choosing process. When you let somebody in your circle, they have to have a certain filter where they have to go through. They have to show you if they're merited to be in your circle. So it only intensified my selective, process of who's around me.
But like, what about your real friends and your family? Do
Real
you,
friends got to show you if they're real or not. That's it, man. Even those that you knew for years, they got history with you. They got to show you if they're real or not. So,
but do you feel like you purposely keep them?
you're supposed to. I think everybody should purposely. do this. I think that. I believe I'm a believer of this because I've seen so much fakeness of how they could infiltrate and they could get by when real situations, life shows a real, or put them through a real situation or puts me through a real situation. They disappoint. So I'm tired of being disappointed. So how can I be a better judge of this? How can I be a better prepared for when real life hits your life, and it's a situation where friendship is to be valid and to be shown for your fellow man or your fellow brother or your fellow husband, fellow boyfriend, whatever it is. They have to choose certain things, and if those choices are not being voiced out or represented, then that's not your friend. That's it. They're not your people. And you got to understand this, because that's going to make you better. It's going to be better for you to choose the next person with those kind of criteria, like characteristic. When you choose somebody's going to be in your circle, how they going to represent you, you got to worry about that.
But you don't think that it's a double-edged sword that you push
Of course
people
it
away?
is. It's okay. Those that are kept away and strong to be around me and built and suited up to be around me because I know the mission I'm on. So I'm the one that's putting out the test. Life is the one that's putting out the test because I'm following my journey, my vision. So my vision is a positive vision. It's a righteous vision. It's a vision that I know God set me on. So life itself is going to show you who's built to be in you. You know how many people show me they're not ready, but they wasn't. I could have chosen them to be my friend, but they wasn't right for my mission. You know how many people I've seen through just our interviews and how they speak. You know how many people show themselves for who they are, and I'm grateful for that. Even if they went against me, negative, and they had the wrong assessment about me, I'm so grateful for them to show me that. And I actually respect them a little more because, well, I respect life a little more, you know what I'm saying? And understand God more because, people are going to show you their character when they put in a situation where they got to show you their character. So when you're doing good and everything is great, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's so happy and they tell you anything you want to hear. And they act like they're going to do certain things that are supposed to be done by friends, by real guys, real people, real women who got your back, not just for their own motives or another motives. That's not your, well-being. So I'm happy for that. I'm happy to see the traitors and the betrayers, the ones that, you know what I'm saying, I thought, would do certain things for me that only friends would do. I'm glad when they show themselves and say the fact that they wouldn't go against what I thought they would do because it's only showing
Isn't
me
it a
truth.
lonely road?
Huh?
Isn't it a lonely road?
It depends on where you're going. My road, I know this is a lonely road because I'm trying to get to a point that I know that it's not a popular road. But at the end of the day, the truth lies there. And the truth that I'm trying to get to is to be as fair as I could be. As fair as I could be. And as fair as real reality and truth could be. And that's just let everybody get the merit they deserve. Don't add nothing. Don't take away anything. Even if they're your enemy or they did anything wrong, say what is right and what's true, how it really happened. That's all I'm saying. And the reason I've been, uh, purposely like portrayed to be taken out of the equation of something, an empire that I know I built, merits that I know I did. And you see the enemy taking credit for those things. These are the same enemies that shitted on you and said you didn't have the skills to do it. They played the opposite shit to you so they could use you. I'm not going to get, or let anybody take advantage of me like that. You know what I'm saying? When oppressions was going on, when I seen Tony Sunshine, in the hotel room where I was having an argument with somebody that was close to the top, like Full Flex and Fat Joe, and I'm standing up for them because they was getting mistreated and beat up on tour. And I'm there, and Tony Sunshine is cracking the window. And then when we all look over there because we heard the screech on the door, and he closes the door because he didn't want to step out that room because he was too scared. I see people like that. I was fighting for their rights. I'm fighting for their rights, their fucking, artistical right, friendship rights in a live situation against the oppression that they was going through. For them to close the door there and never come out, and then come out sticking up for the oppressor, that is not right. That is disgusting. That is something that
Wait. Can you go into detail?
I just gave you an example, my brother. I just gave you an example. You heard it right. You heard it right. I don't need to rewind that. I'm just trying to tell you, those are little things that I went through, and I know about these people's characters. You know what I'm saying? When they was all yes men and I wasn't. But I wasn't a yes man because I'm sticking up for our crew.
Right.
For the word of an artist, the rights of the artist, the say so of us just being artists in a situation of that. You know what I'm saying? Of you know, me standing up for them when they wouldn't stand up for themselves, and then get rejected and get played out later on where the same victim goes against me for me sticking up for them. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's appalling. Like that's something that is, to me, it's so laughable. I wasn't paying attention to it. It was like, yo, these niggas know better. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Get out. So, you know, it's just so disrespectful that I never gave it light to where I even believed it. Like, yo, these niggas got the nerve. The nerve. The nerve. So that's how disgusted I feel about the Tony Sunshines of the world. You know, Armageddon knows better. That's why he still didn't do an interview like that, because he knows the situation. These people could tell you that I'm 100% right, and I played my cards just like that inside that, but they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I give love to that to Armageddon. At the end of the day, even though we went through our things, just because he was on Joe's side, that he didn't speak out. He stood silent. You know, he stood silent, and that bothered me too. A lot about people, they rather stay silent. And to me, it means that they know I'm telling them the truth. But I expect everybody to just know that the fact that they're not even bringing that subject and even answering those kind of questions is because you know Cuban is right. But it doesn't go as far as them really stating their life. What you know, like being men enough or people, individuals enough to stand up and say, Cuban nigga's right. And that would mean the world to me. That would mean appreciation to those that I put my neck out for. You know what I'm saying? When nobody would put their necks out for them. You know what I'm saying? Things I've done, my recognitions, my attributes to things. Just like when I wrote the Senorita song for Puppy, this nigga got the nerve to get on with Jadakiss and say that he wrote it, taking attributes for something I made, my creations. You know, the same nigga that was saying that I'm whack, that I'm this and that, trying to portray this to the world to take away from my character, my talent. But yet he takes credit for a song and a hook that I made in front of the whole world. And nobody, even from them, could say, yo, that nigga Joe was lying. Cuban wrote that. Tony Sunshine could say that. Armageddon could say that. Prospect could say that. They know I did that. But they don't want to speak up on that on my behalf. A lot of other people could. And it's a lot of situations like that that makes me believe these are cowards. And these are the same cowards that stuck up for, which bothered me even more. Because I thought
I'm not gonna lie, but it always makes me feel so uncomfortable when I'm watching a Joe interview and he points to Rich or he points to someone else that is there with him and says, "Yeah, you know when I did that." I'm just like, bro, like, could you imagine being pointed to and like you know it's a lie, and then like he's like telling everyone else like, "Yo, so and so know what I'm talking about." Like,
Rich is nobody. He came later on.
I know, but you know what I'm saying, though.
He wasn't there for the foundation. Rich is somebody who came in. He came in through me, like I told you.
But you know what I'm saying, though, right? Like if you're being pointed to confirm something, and
But those are baloney smokers. Those are people that he knows that they deserve no merit, but they're gonna agree with him. They're yes men. All they are is yes men. That their credibility, I guess, because they're tough and he makes them look in a certain way. Oh, those are the bodyguards. Those are the street niggas with creds. They take more than the artists that really made the whole foundation blow up with the skills. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between giving credit like that. He'd rather give it to a nobody like that had nothing to do with it because he could control that nobody, that yes man. That he got this image of, oh, they're street niggas. Those are the force behind Chubb Squad. He'd rather give it to those instead of the artists who really came up with the concept and really made that nigga dope in the actual game of hip hop. And they let it run. They let it run like it's cool. And they're stupid. I don't think they're stupid. I think they're just pussy. They're just fat pussy that Joe got that much control over them and that fear over them that they just about whatever he says because whatever Joe showed them or he instilled that fear in them since he groomed them to have that fear. I was never one of those dudes. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was young and I was coming up, I always spoke out for what I believed was right, and it was never just a selfish stand up. It was for us because I'm responsible for all them niggas coming in. That's how I feel. Pun was responsible for all of them coming in because we love hip hop and the music so much. So we brought them in for that, not for them to be fucking baloney smokers like they are and just be side gigs when they're real talent. At the end of the day, I believe Tony is talented. I believe Armageddon is so talented. I believe I'm talented. I believe Pun was so talented that the talent and the crew got diminished because he feels that these real niggas that he had around us. And he only did it to divert the actual, the talent part that we made this nigga dope. We made him dope to the people because that's what counts at the end of the day. The songs, the talent, the skills you got. But he made it seem inside in the inner world, the inner terror squad, he enslaved these other niggas. Whereas like they fell victim to like the pressure they had to feel from that. He just couldn't do that to me. He couldn't do that to Panda. Couldn't do that to Face or to the sick one. So that's where we come and we look like we went against the grain, but we really try to keep the team together. We're real,
So he couldn't
virtuous.
do it to anyone that was originally Full Eclipse.
No, couldn't.
He did it to everyone else, though.
Did it to everyone else that he picked. Well, he did it to Tony. Tony was sort of Full Eclipse because he had to go through the Full Eclipse.
Affiliated, but he's not direct member.
No. The truth is that Tony had to go through the Full Eclipse camp to be accepted by Joe.
Right, but he's not an original member,
Remy, the original member of what? Of sucking?
No, a Full Eclipse. A Full Eclipse. He's not like one of the 4 members.
We sort of took him in like the original member also, and on the low, because we accepted him and Pun accepted him. I accepted him first. Not me. I'm the creator of Full Eclipse, the name. I'm not the creator of everything, but I was definitely the foundation of the creation of Full Eclipse. Pun was also. That's my cosigner right there. You know what I'm saying? So whatever Palmer did, he was merited to make that pick. So if he chose Tony Sunshine, which I picked Tony Sunshine first, you know what I'm saying? After all our shit, so it shows you my character about how I felt about him, the love I had about him. Me having him in my album, how much times I had him in my album, and how much shit I wrote for him, and how much attention I gave him, showed you my love for him. Joe didn't do those things. He said he knew Joe since 13. He gave him a shot at... Joe never gave him a shot at his album. Never. What he gave Tony?
The newest album, he put him on finally.
Nesto was another singer that was called Nesto. He had a deal. You should interview it, actually. His name was Nesto. It was the first, really R&B Puerto Rican guy that was before, the Mark Anthony's. And he was like a hood star that was up next. He had a deal already. His name is Nesto. Tony wanted to be like Nesto. So that was like the bar, to get on with Joe at the time. Because Nesto was from our neighborhood and Nesto was the nigga who got the deal. So Tony was going after him. I'm better than Nesto and all of that. And we loved Tony because he was a nigga that came through us without the music. There was no music that got that nigga for me to love him. It was our time together, our crews, PN Mob, TS, the real TS from the street. His chilling with us. Getting drunk at night in the 23 Park, chilling with us like that. You know what I'm saying? But he's not going to give me now I see him. He's my worst enemy. The nigga that you love and you showed more love to than anyone else. That, you stood by him through his bad, his good, and everything. That's the nigga that turns on you. That's what my fear of, keeping my circle closer and understanding that these niggas go through those type of, hurdles and fake shit to be down in my circle and then turn on me. So, that filter has to be really, it's just, it has a lot of, it's not like anybody else where, you could criticize somebody just for one thing. You have to go really down the line because I know that they're going to turn on me in whatever weakness they have about their character or their love towards me, their love is not genuine enough to hold me down in certain situations. I got to go through that list for me to really filter who's really my friends or not. So it's deeper. It's deeper than a regular guy who just runs away from you from a fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he's scared. Maybe you could give him that that benefit of the doubt. Like, oh man, he's not a fighter. But when he keep doing this and then he goes deeper into making up lies about you with the enemy that you have, that's a whole different beast. You understand? So it becomes different.
All right, Cuban, I just want to thank you for your time, my bro. Always an honor each time we link up and do these interviews. Anything you want to say to the people before we go ahead and wrap it up?
Yeah, man, just basically I'm still here, man. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Uh, we all get caught up in life, like I told you. Life gets us more than the actual you know, um point of destination that our talent could take us. And it builds certain ingredients in you when you go through this life experience and this journey that adds on when it comes to the artistry. So just know that I've been on my journey, will always be on my journey of life. And my life is my talent when I express it to you. So just know when y'all get something from me, you're going to get, nothing but the best. And I'm not talking about rewards and material. I'm talking about everything involved in it, spirituality, what I'm saying, humanity, lyrically, whatever. It's going to be something that y'all going to enjoy, y'all going to treasure. And that's what I want to be. It's also about picking the right team. We talked about so much about people, to let people in your circle and all of that. And it's really about it's a big ass world, even though it is a small world after all. It is small, but it is very big. And sometimes, the mission of you, like uniting with people with the same energy you got is very important. Very important for you to make a crew that has the same certain things alike when you're on a mission to play big parts, play the best parts in you know, uh, being put in positions and expressing your vision in every single way that and artistically needs to be shown. There's people that are perfect to play that part. So in the journey of forming, finding those kind of people that are going to be part of your team to form Voltron, it's been definitely a long fucking journey, long mission. But that's the mission that it takes when you make great things happen in the world, make people believers, uh, express your vision to where it's like, now you understand me after all these years of doubt, after all these years of so much, character assassination by the opposite. And you're dealing with, the power that you're given by, where you're at, who you is, and what you can do with it, or even the knowledge of being smarter. I accuse myself of messing up because I'll be lazy in certain aspects, you know what I'm saying, and not taking in account of how to get into a certain part of this game and not using it the right way. Because either I'm lazy or I'm fucking not. I'm being stupid, in other words, because we should know better than this, and I should already get it. Like, this is how you got to do it if you want to get your talent out there and you want to become successful in this. But it's really, I blame myself, man. I blame myself for not having no new project, near you. And sometimes I make the wrong decisions. So I'm still human enough to say that. And I'm ashamed sometimes, but I say it. So regardless, it was my pick, my choice. I say it, and I got to wear that. So, these are the type of choices and journeys that I'm still grateful to be in the same road, trying to get y'all the best thing as far as lyrically, talent wise, and character wise as an individual. So y'all can be proud of me. So when I reach the end and I can tell you, yo, this is it, I can feel proud and give you a story that y'all can all relate to as human beings that I had to go through to get to this point. And yeah, I know it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? So if I can get to that, and I will get to the end of the road where I feel satisfied with my journey and my vision to be expressed to you as fans and consumers, I will be satisfied for the rest of my life. So that's all, man. Life is about making mistakes, being smart, um, having your priorities and your morality in the right place, keeping God number one, and keeping that energy inside you where your righteousness is definitely felt by everybody, and your truth is being expressed in the right way. And even if it's not, it's lessons for people to learn, and it's recorded times for you to understand who I am, who the vehicle of this message is. So this your boy Cuban. I know I'm deep as fuck sometimes. Sometimes y'all think I'm on drugs because I go too deep. Well, maybe, what I'm saying? Y'all get to know me, like Panda got to know me. And that's why he doesn't live in a treehouse no more. He's out there now. We almost there where Panda can show his fucking little panda face for real and go, I'm Panda. Our relationship, it is like I met this brother, like I said, online. I got a chance and a pleasure to meet him one time, and he knows who I am, but he doesn't really know me. So he got to guess, and he got a lot of people that comment on his thing, and his life is about, my relationship with him is more about this computer world thing, even though we shared, personal moments with each other on some real nigga shit. And he knows what I showed him, but he fucks up too, because he knows what I showed him is who I really am. And business or money can never get in between that when it's real with me. And I think he knows that in the bottom of his heart. But I need to be to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I say things, but I really stand on, even though I say them in the way I say them. And that's how I like to be treated. I treat people how I like to be treated. And that's all, my brother.